appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hola, amigos! Brad Evans here. Check out this booming voice and Pat Boyle on BetMGM tonight, covering the biggest sports stories from coast to coast, live and interactive on the free Odyssey app, discussing NFL offseason news and getting you ready for the madness in college hoops. BetMGM tonight with me, Brad Evans and Pat Boyle, live and interactive, Monday through Friday night, starting at 6 Eastern, presented by BetMGM. Always live on the free Odyssey app and watch on YouTube at BetMGM tonight.
Get a new bath in one day with 0 down at Yankee Home.
Yankee Home makes it easy as can be with our never cattywampus lifetime guarantee. Yankee Home.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
It's time to spring ahead. Thomaston Savings Bank reminds you to set your clocks ahead an hour before you go to sleep Saturday night.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need the Social Security report. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. There are over 500 ways you can take Social Security. It's a little complicated. So how confident are you that you'll get the most out of your benefits? Explore your filing options by calling 1-800-208-SAFE to get your free Social Security Simplified Guide. That's 800-208-7233 to get your free guide.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the Radio. Turn it up. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese on the Radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the Radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
What happened? No drums? No drums? We have got a very, very antiquated system here. It's almost there, Joe? It just froze on you, didn't it? Oh, that just happens. It's all right, folks. It's Reese on the Radio. We are live. It is Friday. We got to fly by the seat of our pants. By the way, it doesn't matter. If you do find it and it does play, just play it. I don't care. I can't work without it. Hey, Barbara, thank you. Good afternoon to you as well. Barbara says, good afternoon, Roseanne.
Hi, Barbara.
Of course, my better half is sitting in with me as she always does on Ladies' Night here. Roseanne, there it is. Yeah!
It's my intro music now.
I love it. What's going on, all you scallywags, nutmeggers, all over the fruited plain? We can't wait to start this Friday with you. It's myself, it's Reese, it's Roseanne. She's already bored. Look at her yawning. We're live on WTIC News Talk 1080. Got a lot of stuff to get into today. Roseanne, I may, during the opening monologue, have to cut off your microphone.
Okay.
Because
am I gonna laugh or am I gonna be rageful?
You're gonna be, yeah, because I don't want your laughter and your reaction may be a cosign to a lot of ways. And you know how I am. I don't want anybody to draw fire towards you and say, his wife was just sitting there laughing. I don't want them to do that. Okay? I don't want them to do that to you. I take the heat here. Okay? That's my job. I am paid to take the heat. You, on the other hand, are an innocent bystander just joyriding with your husband. You are a passenger princess always. Okay? So I want you to bear with me. I'm just going to take you off the microphone, and I'm going to take you off the camera so that no one can see your face or reaction, because you have no idea what today's opening monologue is. I never tell a soul, but I have to do it. So yesterday, in talking about Jasmine Crockett and her untimely demise politically, as she ran for Senate, not running for re-election for Congress, has now pretty much ended her political career unless she decides to run in the future. I think she has an opportunity in 2028 to run again. If she should wish to, hey, have at it, Jasmine Crockett. I'm sure you will. I also mentioned yesterday that she was running around like Sister Girl, telling everybody, we ain't picking cotton no more. We ain't picking no cotton. And I said that this behavior from the so-called black elites, ghettofied black elites, always mocking people beneath them, screaming and hollering in one breath that they're, treated like slaves, treated like secondhand citizens, and then when they get around each other, call the Mexicans the help. And that's what she did. That's what she did. It's not what I know that they do that. I know. Okay? Call me the authority. I've been black for at least 35, 45 minutes. Okay? I got this sewn up. And what she did was absolutely despicable. But then I said something that got me a little bit of fire. It's a joke I've been telling for over 20 years. I said, that's the reason why I don't mess with black women. I haven't since the Reagan administration. That drew some ire. Now, I've never done what I'm about to do on these airwaves. So I'm about to really get the black women upset. They are going to come for me, but when they do, I wish for them to have the facts. They will not. They will just be angry. And that's all right, sister girl. I got you. A person complained that I have decided to marry white women in my life. and that my wife is currently Mexican and not African American. They even went so far as to suggest that I don't like black women, that I have no kind words for black women. I do not revere black women. So allow me, if I can, to say this. You don't need me. No black woman ever has needed me for them to do well or for them to be loved. But since you want to focus on me and my relationship with black women, I'd like to distract you. Yes, what I'm going to do is distract you. I'm going to distract you with a couple of facts that you somehow ignore. You see, when you're upset at me at calling black women out for being sister girls, loud, obnoxious, and disrespectful, and then calling me the bigot who hates black women, you ignore the statistics. You see, it turns out pro-black men, power to the people, black men. Yeah, I live the struggle, black men. Yeah, everything is racist. Look at the security guard following me at CVS, black man. Don't want her either. Yeah, they don't. That's right, the power to the people, brother man. Oh, I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. Brother man does not love the black queen. And the statistics bear it out. Don't be mad at me. I went and got married 4 times. No, it was not to a sister girl. No. I knew what I was getting into. And all of those marriages failed because marriages fail. And guess what? Unlike a lot of my brothers, sorry, I mispronounced it again. Brothers, I take responsibility for my marriage failures. But now back to the stats. I went and looked it up. The most reliable data on marriages and marriage success between African Americans is an all-time low. That's right. Among those who ever marry black Americans have the highest likelihood of experiencing divorce, according to Pew Research in 2025. 41% of black Americans who have ever been married have gone through a divorce, the highest share by race or ethnicity. This compares to lower figures for, before you start screaming racism, this is higher than those for whites, Hispanics, and especially Asians. First marriage divorce rates remain elevated for black couples. In 2021, the latest detailed race-specific first divorce rates from a group of organizations said that black women had the highest first divorce rate at 24.5 per 1,000 first married women, and black men at 22.6%. That's interesting. Lifetime stability metrics show the gap clearly. Older but consistent patterns indicate that first marriages among black women dissolve faster. Roughly 47% end within 10 years. 47%. The brothers don't want the black woman either. What you looking at me for? What are you looking at me for? I got married 4 times. I love the idea of marriage, apparently. These brothers can't stay with their sister girls. I wonder why that is. Does that bother you? Does that statistic bother you? Of course it should. But you draw it towards me, never ever talking to the brothers who are out there leaving these poor women behind. But boy, I wish it was just as simple as divorce, an old sister girl. No. Oh no. They also leave them with the crumb snatcher. That's right. Overwhelmingly, black families get divorced and father breaks out, bye-bye, from their black children. What is the single family rate inside African American communities? You want to know? I brought receipts. Sit down. Come on, sit. Here we go. Before the Civil Rights Act of 1964, 19% of black families were single-parent households. In the white community, it was 6%. Asians, non-existent. In 1970, after the Civil Rights Act of 1964, that number for blacks went to 30. 8 in the white community. So from 19 in 1960 to 30 in 1970, the white community saw 2% increases. Let's go further. In 1980, 39% for blacks, 12% for whites, 20% for Hispanics. By the way, that number for Hispanics didn't exist before then. 1990, 51% for blacks, 16% for whites, 27% for Hispanics. In 2000, 52% for blacks, 18% for whites, 27% for Hispanics. And now Asians join the fray with 10%. First time in any decade. In 2010, 53% for African American, 18% for whites, 29% for Hispanics. It stayed at 10% for Asians. In 2020, the only person who actually had good news were the Asians. They dropped 2%. Hispanics dropped 5%. Whites dropped 5%. African Americans dropped 3%. In 2023, the numbers practically stayed the same. African Americans stayed at 50%. Whites at 16%. They rose 25% for Hispanics. It stayed at 10% for Asians. Please, with all due respect, do not concern yourself with whether or not I am dating black women. Do not concern yourself with whether or not I love black women. You need to talk to the so-called I love my black women, I love my black people who have abandoned them in droves. You have nothing to say to them. At least I stopped dating them during the Reagan administration. These guys continue to, and continue to destroy those families in their wake. Don't bore me. See, I'm unlike the rest of you folks who sit around here want to lie and sugarcoat stuff. You guys are the ones who lie to yourselves. That's the only person you're lying to. Don't come at me. You're never going to be able to lie to me. Okay? I come from a single-parent household. Guess how many men my mother was with? Yeah, I'm going there. I can tell the truth. I'm not a liar. I don't fib to you. I don't play games with you. Okay? My mother had 5 kids with 4 fathers. I speak from experience. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I don't come at you thinking I'm above the fray. I'm no Huxtable here. My name is not Uncle Phil living in Bel Air. I'm from these streets. To be honest, I am from them. I understand them very well. And my criticism of them is because I've been behind enemy lines. So please, spare me the whole, you don't love where you come from. I know very well where I come from. You folks forgot where you come from. That's how you are able to lie about where you're from. You think it's a romantic story. It isn't. It's a hellscape. That's the reason why you all move out once you've made something of yourselves, like the rest of us. With that, I'll get up out of here. And like I said, come with the hate mail. I await the hate. But you sister girls, yeah, sit there. You can come too. The number's 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. And I hope your sugar daddy paid for your minutes. Holla. We'll talk later.
I'm here with Ken Tumalo, founder of Tumalo Financial and host of Tumalo Financial Radio, Sundays right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. Many of us spend years working and saving and putting as much money away for retirement as we can. Then, when we get closer to it, a lot of us just don't know where to start. So, Ken, what should someone do as they get closer to retirement?
And that's it. A lot of people just don't know where to start. They don't know what they don't know. So really what it is sitting down with someone, figuring out not only goals and needs, but how do the numbers go together? And are you going to be okay in retirement? So really it's that checkup. Figure out where you are before you actually retire.
What would you say the biggest fear is in retirement, and how do you help your clients get past that?
Running out of money. Someone could save $100,000 for retirement, or they could save $10 million for retirement, but they'll both come in with that one same common issue. I'm afraid to run out of money. What should I be doing?
What kind of impact can the Tumalo Financial Retirement Checkup have?
It makes people comfortable in retirement. For example, I've had people say to me, hey, I want to buy a second house in retirement, but I'm scared to do it because I'll run out of money. When we're doing that checkup, we can prove out whether or not it's okay to buy that house so they're comfortable doing it. Since we're going over this, I want to offer help for our listeners today. For the next 5 callers, my team and I are going to sit down with you personally for a complimentary Tumalo Financial Retirement Checkup. We'll talk about your goals and put together a retirement plan that works for you. Call us at 860-854-3434 or find us online at tfcheckup.com.
At Tumalo Financial, they've got one job, and that's to help you get retirement ready. Again, the number 860-854-3434.
Investment advisory services offered through Tumalo Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance services offered through Tumalo Financial, licensed in Connecticut.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
It's 2:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. The State Inspector General says the death of a man last week at the hands of Hartford police was a homicide. Stephen Jones is seen in police body cam video advancing toward officers while holding a large knife. His family says Jones was experiencing a mental health crisis. The IG is continuing the investigation. Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson was in court today in New Haven to face 2 felony charges, allegedly embezzling over $85,000 from the department that he confessed to in order to feed a gambling habit. Jacobson retired shortly thereafter. State DOT is warning residents about a fraudulent unpaid traffic citation text. The agency says it's a scam and not to click on the link within the text or to reply. Russia is providing Iran with information that could help Tehran strike American warships, aircraft, and other assets in the region as the war enters its 6th day. Meantime, oil prices touched their highest levels in 3 years after surging again because of the war, while a weak update on the job market highlighted the economy's precarious position. Shohei Ohtani put on quite a show in batting practice hours before he hit a grand slam in the second inning as Japan hammered Taiwan 13-0 in Pool C at the World Baseball Classic. Japan's first game of 4 in pool play. Ohtani spoke to the crowd after the game, bowing and tipping his hat. WTIC News Time 2:32. Bob Cox has the forecast.
Remain cloudy out there this afternoon and temperatures chilly.
Readings in the 30s to around 40. Plus, there's a bit of a north to northeast breeze at about 10 to 15 miles per hour with some higher gusts. Tonight's also cloudy, some areas of fog and perhaps some spotty drizzle and freezing drizzle in places as well. Lows 30 to 35. Clouds hold in place Saturday. Still a bit of fog or drizzle possible around, especially in the morning. Highs in the afternoon, though, could reach 45 to 50 tomorrow. We pick up the chance for some showers late Saturday night and early Sunday. The low near 40 Saturday night. Then a mix of sun and clouds Sunday afternoon. Highs in the 50s. Monday looks mostly sunny with highs in the low 60s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow down 465 points. NASDAQ's off 225. And the S&P trending downward 69 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
Go old school to save money on weekends. Pay with cash because plastic is designed to make it easier to spend.
To remove the pain of paying from our psyches.
Financial planner Ed Jertson says leave your credit card at home the next time you go out.
Spend cash for everything you can.
That way, you only go as far as the money in your wallet.
When you're out of cash, your night's over. And so don't break out the credit card.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every sandwich has bread, every burger has a bun, but these warm, golden, smooth steam buns, these are special, reserved for the very best. The Filet-O-Fish, and you can have them too.
It's Filet-O-Fish season. Get 2 for $6 or 2 10-piece McNuggets for $6 or mix and match. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Okay. Can we all agree we've had enough of winter? Are we all on the same page? Well, spring might be right around the corner, but we all know March weather can give us pretty much anything. Bob Cox and the WTIC weather team will help you get to spring and the warm days ahead. Don't let the unpredictable March weather catch you off guard. Tune in for Weather on the 8s every morning and afternoon, and throughout the day to stay informed and prepared. Connecticut's most accurate local weather is on WTIC NewsTalk 1080, and that's something we can all agree on. It's time to spring ahead. Thomaston Savings Bank reminds you to set your clocks ahead an hour before you go to sleep Saturday night.
Yeah, man, we got to do that, Roseanne, because then we get more daylight, and you love the daylight.
I do.
You can't stand it when it's dark at 5 o'clock. Then you're in the house. What time do you go to bed usually? Come on, tell everybody the truth. What time are you ready for bed?
What time am I ready for bed?
Yeah, like when you are like sitting in the bed, laptop, watching your favorite program while you're playing your game on your phone, and the TV is playing something else as well. What time of the evening would you say it was? I'm gonna see if you tell the truth. Go on.
Like 8 o'clock.
Yes, it is. That's right, baby. 8 o'clock. That's right. Remember when you were a kid and your parents wanted you to go to bed at 8 o'clock? You're like, come on, one more hour.
Well, in my defense, what my parents used to do, and I didn't find this out so many years later, is we had this clock with I forget the thing is called over, like a glass dome.
Oh, okay.
My parents would move the dials on that, because as kids we were all trained. We knew that when it chimed 8 times, it was time to go to 8 times time to go to bed, right? Well, we lived in San Antonio and I was for a brief period when I was a kid, and the thing would chime 8 times and we're going to bed and we're all looking around like, but it's so bright outside.
It was really 7:30, right?
It was probably like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know, but it was so bright.
Were your parents Professor Pavlov?
Yeah, that's crazy. But now, I'm not going to lie. My mother and our parents probably knew something. They were setting us up for the time when we were going to be a certain age where we were going to want to go to bed at a certain time. Now, Joey, you work here really early. So you're here. What are you here, like 4 o'clock in the morning?
It depends. If Matt's here, Matt's not here.
Okay.
It's all over the place.
What time is your bedtime?
I go to bed when the wife goes to bed. I hope she's not listening. I go to bed when she goes to bed.
So roughly about?
She probably could rival Roseanne.
Yeah.
I would 8:30.
8:30 at
9
best,
o'clock.
right?
9 o'clock is pushing it.
Yeah,
So
wow.
what you guys, I don't think you guys can appreciate is that as a woman, like how, especially when we get to a certain age, right? And like there's this hormonal change in our bodies.
Yeah.
We are literally fighting for our lives, and it is exhausting. The things that you don't see happening, like the crap that flies out of my face, that's literally because I'm so overwhelmed with the crap that's been sitting there. It's like the spillover. Yeah. Right? It's like, boop, there you go.
But it doesn't work, because here's the thing.
It's exhausting.
Joey, does your wife wake up really early in the morning?
4:30.
Okay. And does she have to be at work that early?
She gets up because she takes her shower. She has to be at work by like 5:45.
Okay, so all right, well that makes sense. But would she have naturally have gotten up at 4:30 in the morning? No.
Heck no.
Okay, what about you, Roseanne? Because I think you're up at 3.
I don't want to. But yes, I'm awake. Mm-hmm. Usually I'm covered in sweat. I have to use the bathroom, and then I just can't fall back to. And then like my brain is kicking my butt. I have all these horrific, like, worst case scenarios going on in my head. So it's a constant nonstop. Like there's nothing that allows me right now in this body to find any comfort or peace. I hate everything. It's almost like, remember when you first got sober?
Yeah.
And that feeling of your own skin really making you very angry.
Anxious.
That's me all of the time right now, despite the fact that that's not where I want to be. And it's exhausting. So I'm tired all of the time.
Goodness gracious.
All the time.
Well, I know that you're tired all the time. That's why I tell you, go to sleep if you go to sleep. When I got home last night...
Does she pre-nap? Do you get like the pre-nap before you go to bed?
I thought that was what she would do. Last night, technically, she did. When I got home, I think I walked in at about 7 o'clock because I didn't have to do any post-production. I walked in just under 7 o'clock. This one was sprawled out on the bed sleeping. And I'm like, it was completely unheard of because usually...
I had just completely dozed. I got out of the shower, and usually I'm making dinner, and it wasn't 7 o'clock. It was like 6:15, 6:20.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm putting food in the tovala and I'm getting dinner ready, and when you're walking in...
She was face down on the bed when I walked in.
Yeah, see, Aaron, here's what you got to do, Roseanne. You got to get a nice comfy recliner, okay, with a big heating pad. Oh. So sit on in the recliner with the heating pad and a big blanket on top of you, and then recline. I call that when mommy hits recline mode, she's useless to the rest of the family. I know I'm sleeping on the porch for this. But like she hits that and like everything just relaxes. And we found the new YouTuber we've been watching, this girl Katie Romes, so she camps in tents and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
And we're like 37 seconds in, I look over. I'm like, you awake? Yeah, I'm good. I'm pre-napping, huh? Yeah.
So the pre-napping will set her up for a long night's sleep.
Yeah, that'll hit it. Well, she'll make it till about 9 at that point.
Okay, not bad.
And then I go to bed sometimes, or last night, like I got to bed, it was 1:45.
Would a heating?
And then I was up at 5.
Would a heating pad help you? Because you always talk about that.
It would and it wouldn't. I don't know when I'm going to be over. Like right now.
Oh yeah, you'll be hot cold. Yeah, blankets flying.
Having a heat pad while you're having a hot flash is probably going to make you combust.
Yes, I feel like I'm going to combust regardless. But yes, I think that would make it worse. However, it's so weird because when I'm not on fire, even if it's not cold, I still like the heat. I like the heating pad.
Erin has the heated seats on her car 12 months out of the year.
What is the main reason I dated you? That I told you in the beginning.
My car had heated seats.
I like the butt warmer is what I call it.
Butt warmers.
Air conditioning's cranking and the heated seats are on. I'm
Absolutely.
I'm not even going to bother trying to figure this one out.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself trying to figure it out.
I will be. I should thank my lucky stars that I don't have to deal with that weirdness, or at least I ignore it.
Well, I have a heated blanket.
Yeah.
And you'll notice, like, even this morning when I got in the car and I had, like, nothing on but this, and I'm walking to the car, I'm like this.
Yeah.
As soon as we got in the car, I was still hot, but I put my heated blanket on my lap because I still, like, I don't get it.
Too confusing for me.
Imagine how I feel.
Hey.
But then imagine how we feel trying to feel what you feel like.
Exactly.
And then you get mad at us. We're just like, I don't understand if you can.
It's true. I actually I stopped talking.
When
she said, she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I immediately go, I'm going to my office.
You have the conversation in your head that you know is going to happen. You're like, okay, I'm not even going to start. Nope, I'm going to walk away from this one.
That is very wise.
I want to give a shout out to Daniel Pena. Of course, he is the lead singer of the Panics.
Hey, Daniel.
Does the opening to this show. Checking out the show all the way out in San Antonio, speaking of which. On today's program, we've got two great things. Well, sorry, I've got one great thing to offer to you listeners. We have been talking about DCF. We have been talking about homeschooling. And I have got what has to be considered the homeschooling story of a lifetime out of Chicago. You will not believe this story.
Oh, no.
And it will... Everyone in this state must understand that there is a reason why homeschooling is on such an uptick. We had Deborah Stevenson, the constitutional attorney who is fighting to keep this DCF monitoring system or a suggestion out of this whole idea that if you take your kid out of school, you then get a DCF file, at least for review. Even though it's unconstitutional, many people believe that Connecticut's going to do it anyway, even though it can't be enforced. It sounds crazy, but they're going to try it anyway. But I have to tell you this story about Chicago, so that's going to come up in a couple of minutes. Also, we have Negro Nonsense back today. This story will also shock you. And as I tell people all the time, I was looking at the numbers of some of the elections over the last couple of days, the last day or two. And they gave a breakdown of registered voters versus people who showed up at the polls. Some of the disparity was alarming. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Imagine you have a population of 100,000 that are registered to vote in a region, and only 19,000 show up. That's what we were seeing in many of these cases, or examples of things like that in a lot of these primaries that took place. Now, I know people don't really care about the primaries, but this story that's in Negro Nonsense will baffle you, because the woman who won her primary is going to be running unopposed in the general. So in essence, the primary has secured her job. But who this candidate is going to destroy this community. When I say it's going to destroy it, we're talking about people are definitely going to die as a result. There is no, and I'm not, I wish it were rhetoric.
It's not hyperbole.
I wish it wasn't, exactly. I wish it wasn't hyperbole, but I will break that down to you. Stick around for that in the 4 o'clock hour. We have plenty of that to get to. Also, before I finish up this story, or this opening monologue, before we go to break, I want to read this to you, Roseanne. What do you think was the thing that caused marriage decline within the African-American community? If you had to guess, or
What
if
do
you
I
know.
think?
Yeah, what do you think, or do you know if you've ever studied this at all?
I have. So I think, from what I understand, with the introduction of the civil rights movement, what that did was it opened up black communities to now being eminent domain, purchased by the federal government. A lot of black community houses were purchased, knocked down, and
Skyrise.
and buildings were put up, right? And these were HUD homes, and they were designed specifically for what they were trying to sell as black homes to sort of create more community and a safety net, and it also afforded them a lot of financial help from the government. Once that became a fact that families were getting financial help from the government, then DHS or Department of Children's Services, whatever it is in your community,
DCF or BCW,
came in and said that the only way that a woman would be able to continue to get this free housing or this low-income housing and free medical and food assistance was there couldn't be a man living in the house. And so the men started leaving the home in order to allow the woman to get this money. But at the same time, jobs were really scarce because the entire community had now been decimated to put up these high rises. And so that sort of began the process of it's normal to not have a man in the house and only having mom living on government assistance taking care of children.
Okay. That has often been said and stated by the likes of people that I respect, from Shelby Steele, Walter Williams, even Thomas Sowell. Milton Friedman has also suggested as much. He's done documentaries that support that. However, there is one factor they are missing. Because in order for what you and all those other men I mentioned to be true, we have to then discard something that just doesn't seem to fit well with me. And hear me out. So during the civil rights movement, what accompanied that was the pro-black movement.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a government entity that tells the black family that in order for you to get government assistance, you had to separate the man from the household. How does this possibly comport? How does this gel with the Black Power, Black Family movement? Because that's what those things were. There was a black liberation. We also had the Black Panther Party. What people are forgetting is that there was already a cultural shift happening before the so-called war on poverty. See, Lyndon Johnson wasn't telling families that they needed to be separated in order to get assistance. He was aiding in the separation that was already there. In essence, it had culturally become popular for the so-called revolutionary man because there was a Black Power movement. And what happened in the black male diaspora was that they were free men. And they were also told by a lot of radical blacks that they needed to procreate with as many people as they want. There was no bondage because guess what? No bondage to the woman. Why? Because anything that sort of resembled
White
the
culture.
unity was exactly. If it's white, if it's mainstream, it's bad. And black men were told that it is unnatural for black men to be monogamous or be with. Yes, they were told that by their own people.
Wow.
Okay? So that was what Lyndon Johnson was responding to was this growing number of single mothers that were happening in the black community at that point of the civil rights movement. Right? So because this black liberation was already separating the family. Whites didn't cause it. Blacks were already doing it because it was a cultural shift.
Wow.
In the Black Power movement. So, what do you do? My question is, did that so-called Black Power movement destroy the black family?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's when I took the boy to Tuskegee when we were driving back from D.C. to San Antonio. We stopped off at the Tuskegee, like there's a university, there's an old Air Force base or, base out there. And one of the things that we noticed on the campus was all of this rhetoric, for lack of a better way to put it, about the advancement of black people during the civil rights movement, but also a little bit before that, the black power, the
black liberation,
right? Like this was somehow branded as a positive thing. But I think, and I was trying to explain this to my son, if you look back, like if you trace back, we're not even going to go back, generations. Let's go back every 5 years. Let's see how this implementation, let's start from today and work back 5 years until we reach pre-civil rights. Where is life better?
Yeah.
Now this Make America Great Again thing, and people are very upset about that. But if you give me a chance, I'll explain to you when America was great and what made it so great.
Yeah. Let's take a break because we have to at this point, and we'll be back. Stick around. More news, more views, and more on this topic when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Need good tech advice?
Must be a computer error.
Tune into the Gold.com award-winning Computer Talk with Tab. Saturday mornings 9 to 11 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
God, I love technology.
Eric Semmel and Dennis Howland of Tab Computer Systems will keep you updated with tech news you can use and answer your technology questions live on the air. Miss a program? Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tune in from anywhere via the Odyssey app. Computer Talk with Tab. Saturday mornings on WTIC News Talk 1080. Nighttime Neighbors, live on Saturday nights, 9 to midnight on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah, make sure you check out Morgan Cunningham's program. Reese on the Radio, Roseanne on the Radio, back here. You were finishing your statement. I had to go to a break, but you were wanted to say, what did you want to add to that description you were giving? Do you remember?
Nope.
Okay.
Where was I at? I forgot.
I forget where you were at myself because I got caught up in another thing. But in essence, what we were talking about was well, you were at Tuskegee. You were talking about going with the boy to Tuskegee and talking about let's go 5 years back. But I did want to make this point. And this is again where people fail to understand, about the cultural shifts. People are like, well, if it maintained one rate for whites, but it changed or it grew for black and Hispanic communities, again, people are forgetting what was happening within those communities during that time. Once the liberation sort of mindset came in both of those communities, because there was a liberation mindset in Hispanic culture as well as it was in the black community. those liberation cultures were fashioned out of Marxist ideology.
Exactly. That's
right.
I was getting ready to look that up.
They were all fabrics of Marxist ideology. What are Marxist ideologies? They are anti-mainstream American ideology. In essence, the Brookings Institute, and I would tell anybody who doesn't understand this, especially if you are on the left, look it up. The Brookings Institute is not some Heritage Foundation right-wing think tank. This is as left as it gets. And even they did a study that said in order for you to have a successful family, there are certain things or certain rules you must follow. And that is, 1, you must go to school and get an education. 2, you cannot have children without marriage. Right? You must be married before you have children. You must also wait until you've developed a career. In other words, you can be financially responsible for said children. You have to follow these rules in order to be successful. If you don't follow those guidelines, you will always end up in poverty. So ask yourself, and just like the Black Lives Matter movement did when they put it inside their mission statement, that they wish to attack and get rid of, if not eliminate, what was considered mainstream capitalistic or the paternalistic society. They were a Marxist organization at which to dismantle that.
I think one of the things that you're failing to appreciate or even mention at this point is the decrediting and destabilization of our Judeo-Christian belief system.
I was waiting for that one to come up.
Marxism is the absolute absence of faith in Jesus Christ or the Bible. Why does Martin Luther King Jr. in college papers repeatedly denounce the holy nature of Jesus Christ?
Yes.
He's a Marxist, right? Now, when the things that you just listed, those are all basic, like any 3-year-old can tell you that those are things that Jesus wants you to do. Right? If those are the things that Jesus wants you to do, then those are the things that obviously are going to line you up to be successful. Now, I'm looking this up. There was a KGB operative that had defected from Russia and came into the United States in the mid-'80s or in the 1980s. He starts talking about the principles that the communist parties or the communist regimes around the world came together and decided this is how we destabilize America. Here's the problem. America is so amazing, right? With the freedoms and luxuries and the capitalism that we afford our citizens, they hate us for it.
That's
our
right.
success should not have been a thing. We are still called the Great Experiment, right?
And we're the youngest nation with that kind of prosperity.
We are the most financially stable. We have the biggest, baddest military. Our people, up until about 40 years ago, had the best lifespan, the best, express the greatest joy in life. But this destabilization takes place over 4 stages. It starts with demoralization, 15 to 20 years out, right? What did we notice started happening?
You have 10 seconds, unfortunately.
Okay, well, we'll come back to that. But there's 4 stages to this, and if you pay attention to where we are now, is we are in the normalization phase, which is where we start to notice chaos about every 6 weeks.
Yep.
And dividing the public.
We got to get to the newsroom. John Silver's here. He's in the WTIC newsroom. We'll be back.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock, Hartford temperature 36 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We'll keep the clouds for the rest of the day. Don't rule out a spotty shower or a little bit of drizzle, but all in all, things will remain dry. We'll have the forecast details coming up. President Trump says he will only accept unconditional surrender from Iran. Correspondent Matt Gutman is in Tel Aviv.
A senior official told me that even if they get the missile capacity down to 99%, he still thinks it'll be 3 or 4 years before Iran is back up and running.
Oil has now topped $90 a barrel. AAA says the average price of gas in the U.S. up to $3.32 a gallon. In Connecticut, the price is at around $3.17 a gallon. President's been meeting with defense contractors at the White House today to discuss weapons supplies amid the war
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the meeting was scheduled before the U.S.-led military action against Iran.
The president signed an executive order on this earlier this year. This is a long-held policy objective of this administration.
And Secretary Leavitt reiterated the president's position that the U.S. stockpile is not affected.
We have more than enough ammunition, weapons, stockpiles to achieve the objectives of Operation Epic Fury and beyond.
The defense contractors taking part in the White House meeting included Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and Honeywell. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
State medical examiner has ruled a cause of death for the man shot last week by Hartford police and later died on Tuesday. Here's WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
Stephen Jones's death has been ruled a homicide from complications of gunshot wounds involving the torso. The report makes no justification or whether the death is considered criminal or non-criminal. The State Office of Inspector General is investigating that aspect. Jones was shot 8 days after police in Hartford fatally shot another man. Both incidents happened after calls about mental health crises. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
Former Chief of Police in New Haven, Carl Jacobson, was arrested earlier this year for allegedly embezzling $85,000 from public funds, arraigned today on 2 counts of first-degree larceny by defrauding a public community. Jacobson retired after reportedly admitting to the crimes, which he says were helping to feed his gambling habit. Funeral of the late civil rights leader, Reverend Jesse Jackson, being held in Chicago. Former President Barack Obama among the speakers.
He could have succeeded within the confines that were determined for him and had a successful life. But like so many of his generation, so many extraordinary civil rights leaders in the late 50s and 60s, that Joshua generation, he instinctively understood that individual success meant nothing unless everybody was free.
Jackson died February 17th at the age of 84. And the annual Greater Hartford St. Patrick's Day Parade is tomorrow. Thousands are expected to line the parade route, stepping off at 11 from the Capitol, winds its way downtown to the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Arch. Parade Chair Eileen K. Moore.
I have 10 towns this year, so we will probably finish up close to, probably 1 o'clock. Be a couple hours. It should be a great parade. Got a lot of fun things.
Parade also a boon for local bars, restaurants, and businesses downtown, too. This year's Irish Persons of the Year honorees are former UConn men's basketball coach Jim Calhoun and his wife Pat. Again, steps off tomorrow at 11 from the Capitol. WTIC News Time 3:04. Checking traffic on this getaway Friday. We still have some late-running road work in Hartford on 91 South between exits 29A and 27. That'll be wrapping up soon in the left lane. Other than that, we're in pretty good shape in and around Hartford on 91 Route 2, 291, 384. No problems to report there. Starting to build up the traffic on the northbound side of 95 out of Greenwich, exit 5 and 10. And also some delays reported on the northbound side of 95 out of Westport at exit 18, the Sherwood Island connector there. That'll take you to Southport and 21 as it pushes its way into Bridgeport. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
The clouds, they just don't seem to want to go away. And as we go through the rest of the day and into tonight, we keep the clouds around. Back to 35 for our low tonight. Tomorrow will be cloudy, but it won't be as cold. We'll get back to a high of 45. Tomorrow night, cloudy though, and we're going to add a passing shower or two with a low of 42. As we close out our weekend, Sunday is cloudy in the morning, but those clouds will give way to some afternoon sun. And depending on just how much sun we get, it'll make our afternoon a little bit warmer. Right now, the AccuWeather forecast calling for 60 degrees. Monday is mostly sunny and warm for us with a high of 65. And we go even warmer as we head into Tuesday. It's pleasantly warm, sunshine, a few clouds, and a high of 67. This temperature will actually approach the record high temperature for the date of 72 set back in 2016. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's down 390 points. The NASDAQ down 226. S&P down 63. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people.
Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. Tune in this week, and as we discuss practical strategies to grow your portfolio, we also have a few updates on the market. Tune in on Money Wisdom, TIC News Talk 1080.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and for your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impact it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
It's time to spring ahead. Thomaston Savings Bank reminds you to set your clocks ahead an hour before you go to sleep Saturday night.
Got a tree causing big trouble in a tiny space? Don't risk it. Call the experts who specialize in the impossible jobs. At Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut, we handle the heavy lifting so you don't have to. From precision limb cutting and stump grinding to full land cleaning and emergency storm damage cleanup. No job is too big and no space is too tight. When it matters most, trust the guys who know trees. Trust Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut. Visit treewiseguysct.com today to get a free quote on your next project. That's treewiseguysct.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcast.
Reese on the Radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We are back. Reese on the Radio, Roseanne on the Radio, hanging out with you this Friday. We've got a really, really big weekend this weekend. We're going to the Mark Twain House finally. Finally on Saturday. We're going to do that. I was supposed to go to a men's breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning at the church, but then you would have to sit outside before we went to the whole, Mark Twain thing. So I didn't want to take you out there and have you sitting in the hallway. That would have been rude.
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I won't make it there, but I just want to tell the brothers that I'm sorry that I won't be there. I wish I could. Principal Craig invited me to it, but it was last minute, and I'd already made plans for us to go to the house. And then you and I, get baptized on Sunday.
We do.
In fact, I understand there's a bunch of people getting baptized that day. It's like a good 7, 8 or something like that getting baptized, so that's going to be fun. I was told Pastor Todd, our pastor, was here on Monday, and he said that I don't have to go backwards like that. He says I can actually just go down so I don't get any water in my nose. I'm weird with that. I can't deal. Did you just roll your eyes?
I sure did.
What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
I can't go backwards and upside down.
No. There's a difference between can't and won't.
I won't do it.
Can't is a physical impossibility. You can't spontaneously grow a 7-foot neck. It's just not going to happen.
Yes. Well, I refuse to because it's something I can't. It's uncomfortable.
There we go. Okay.
And I'm always worried that I'm going to get water in the brain or something.
I love you so much. I really, really have to remind myself sometimes that God has made you specially just for me.
He did. I appreciate you saying such kind things about me, Roseanne. You're so good.
I love you.
Anyway, making sense of the news, that's what we do here on Reese on the Radio. So I want to share this story with you. So, you know, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days about DCF, about homeschooling, and about how the government, of course, has been involved in so much overreach here in Connecticut. So I wanted to share with you a school story that you will not believe. And I saw this morning on X, and I went to go look it out. So, you know, a lot of things on X can be exaggerated. Well, the person who posted it did give a little bit of exaggeration, and I went to go find out where it was. It turns out it was incidental. It really did not take anything away from the true story. So because of the story, and went to go look it up, I went to go look up some other background around it. So let's lay it out. In Chicago, there is a school with a capacity. Roseanne, you have to pay attention to this because I want your honest reaction. Okay. A Chicago school has a capacity for 912 students, but there are only 28 enrolled in it. That means it is 97% empty.
Okay.
The school spends $93,000 per student annually.
For what?
For a 1-to-1 staff-student ratio.
Okay.
In essence, the school gets
tutoring.
funding.
It's full-day tutoring.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But the school gets funding like every other school. But because of its capacity, in essence, the money that it gets, basically has 28 students. The money that it gets, it works out to $93,000 per student. The average student, in most cases, can see anywhere around $21,000 to $22,000 per student. This school, okay, triples that per student.
How smart are these kids?
I'm so glad you asked. Because the number of students, which are 28, has 0 students at Frederick Douglass School. 0 students who are reading or doing math at proficiency.
There are 28 of them. They have their own teacher.
0% of students at Frederick Douglass School are proficient in reading or math on the 2024 state assessments. The breakdown is at $93,787 per student for 28 kids. The school's annual operating cost is about $2.6 million. If enrollment matched capacity at 912 students per student, cost would drop to around $2,850.
So normal.
That's correct. Now, it gets better. There are over 100 Illinois public schools with 0 students with proficiency in math or reading. Oh, my gosh. 100 public schools. It says here, statewide, 2024 data shows 24 schools with 0% proficiency in reading and 80% with 0 in math. 0% in math. That's up from 32 and 67 in 2023. If counting schools failings in at least one subject with some overlap, the total approaches 100 plus, which may explain the video that I was watching, its framing. In Chicago, specifically, proficiency is low district-wide, 40.6% in reading, 26.2% in math for grades 3 through 8. For 11th graders, it's 40% reading and 25% in math. These figures improved slightly after Illinois lowered proficiency thresholds in 2025.
Wait. They did what?
It says the figures improved slightly after Illinois lowered proficiency thresholds in 2025. Research informed benchmarks, but raw scores show stagnation. Over 18,000 students attend these zero proficiency schools. Many spend above state average of $24,700 per student. One school spent $100,000 per student with zero efficiency. Statewide education spending rose 24% over the decade. 20 public schools in Chicago that are basically empty. Now, I wanted to look up something with all of these numbers, folks. And that was this, because I remember this vividly. Weren't there a lot of strikes in the last 20 years?
Chicago
in Chicago, school strike. Always, right? In 2012, there was a strike from September 10th to September 18th. Lasted 7 to 9 school days. This was the first major Connecticut Teachers Union strike in 25 years involving
Chicago.
what did I say?
Connecticut.
Sorry, CTO. Chicago strike in 25 years involving 26,000 to 27,000 educators. It focused on pay, class sizes, and class sizes, evaluations tied to test scores, and opposition to school closures. Yep.
Wait. They're opposing school closures by closing school. Okay.
They're opposing the school closures because they were going to close schools that don't have any students in them.
But that's like opposing naps because it's a nap.
Yeah.
Take a nap because it's a nap.
2016, they had a one-day strike on April Fool's Day. Technically a one-day walkout, often counted as a strike. It was a brief but shut down schools for protest action over contract issues, pensions, and funding. In 2019, there was another strike from October 17th to the 31st. Lasted 11 school days. Some sources say 15 calendar days, including weekends, the longest in recent decades. Around 32,000 workers. Key demands included pay raises. Pay raises. That was in 2019. They had contract disputes in 2015 and 2016. Chicago Teachers Union authorized a strike and set deadlines. But last-minute deal averted. Often, that was the whole thing, I guess, was about other. Guess what?
Money.
Money, as it always is. In recent years, the 2020s, multiple threats, authorizations, and escalations. In March and April of 2025, that added $1.5 billion in spending and mostly raises without a vote or a walkout would ensue. No full strike materialized. Now think about that, folks. You have schools with no proficiency in some, zero. Other schools spending $93,000 per kid in 28 classes. We're talking about 28 kids in one school, 97% empty.
And each of them has their own teacher. It's a 1-to-1 ratio.
That's a 1-to-1 ratio, and no one is proficient in math or reading. 0%.
Okay. I was on active duty, which means my work day started, I had to be in formation by 05, which means my commute started at 04. My day ended on a good day at 16:30. It's 4:30 p.m. An hour and a half drive. I would get home around 6 p.m. I had to make dinner. And I still managed to have my 3-year-old child reading. By the time that boy was in kindergarten, he was reading chapter books.
These people can't get it done, but they keep asking for raises.
And I did it for free. I did it for the pure love of my son, wanting him to be able to enjoy reading.
Mm-hmm.
These people are getting paid. They went to college for this.
Mm-hmm.
They went and got paid. They went and got liberal brainwashing to be able to teach a child
in Chicago
for 8 hours a day.
There are 100 schools that have
just the city of Chicago.
That's all. I looked exactly in the city of Chicago.
Like not Cook County, just the city of Chicago.
It says the city of Chicago. I'm sure it includes Cook County, but that's what they call the city of Chicago, Cook County.
Well, they're different.
I know they are, but that's the way it was framed when I looked it up. So I mean, that's what it is. And I try to explain to these people, they don't get it, that this homeschooling thing has grown because the school system has failed. And we're talking about a public display of striking that happens in Chicago. When a strike happens in Chicago, it's heard all across the country.
I want you to understand that this disruption of the public education system,
Mm-hmm.
this is part of the Marxist movement to disrupt and bring down the United States of America, is to corrupt the education system and corrupt the children.
But there is an answer to it because people want
to homeschool.
That's right. Which brings us, of course, to our topical tunes.
the one and only Reese on the Radio with topical tunes.
On NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
We have developed what can only be described as the homeschooling anthem.
Mom said, rise and shine, I say, check those headlines, principals on Channel 8 again. Another fight in the hallway, fire alarm on a Monday, even the sub ran off at 10. I don't want to go to school, have you seen the evening news? Have my teacher disappeared? Other half's in some courtroom. If learning's such a precious jewel, why's our building on you too? Mama, keep me home with you. I don't wanna go to school. Math class got 3 students, teachers on extended leave, 'cause they texted someone's kid at night. History test scores sinking, guidance counselors missing, but the cop knows my locker by sight. I don't wanna go to school where the test scores scrape the floor. They say for 95, we're out here fighting for a 44. They post graphs at every door, arrow pointing straight through the basement. Mama, keep me home with you. I don't wanna go to school. They say education first. I say, have you seen the circle? Truancy letters in a stack like mail. If the teachers don't show up, how we supposed to mess things up? We're failing at the art of fail. There's a scandal every week. They got cameras in the stairwell, still can't find the English teacher's seat. If this is the future, cool, I'll repeat the 2nd grade forever. Mama, keep me home with you. I don't wanna go to school. I really, really, really. Mama, keep me home with you. I don't wanna go to school.
What do you say, Roseanne? That song makes you sad, doesn't it?
The line that gets me is, Mama, keep me at home with you. What that says to me as a mom is my baby is scared. My baby needs to be protected. My baby is begging me to shelter him.
Yeah.
And it's sad because you think about all these people that send their kids to school and expect the school to raise their kid.
Mm.
You know, like, it's your job. You the teacher. You the one with the degree. You're right. It's my job to raise your kid. And these kids are begging.
Well, you know, if you remember during the pandemic, what was one of the wildest things that I remember was people like Randy Weingarten, and who was saying that, you know, we are the ones. They were in some conference call they were on. They were talking about, we're the ones who are raising your babies when you're at work.
No, you're not.
And I thought that was, talk about it, arrogant. I'm like, that's...
You know how I know they didn't raise my baby?
Mm.
I got a phone call from my son's school.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Bowers, we need you to come in. We're having some difficulties with Ellis. Roger that. I left my unit, in full uniform, drove all the way out to my neighborhood, knocked on the window. The boy was excited. Hey, and I was like, his face melted. Asked him what happened. He said, yes, ma'am, that happened. I sat back like this. He put his little belly on my lap. I whacked his little booty 3 times. And he was about to cry, and I said, you know you were wrong, right? Yes, ma'am. Are you going to do it again? No, ma'am. Walked back into the classroom, sat down and got back to work. His teacher waved at me and said, thank you. It's my job to raise my kid. If your excuse is, I got to work, give it up for adoption.
Oof.
put that kid up for adoption or give it to a family that is willing and able to take care of your kid. If I was able to do it on active duty where I had 16-hour days and my son's father, my husband at the time, also had 16-hour days, and we still managed to raise children that are functional. Two are kind of questionable, but we only had them like...
They waited until they were adults to do that.
Yeah, we only had them for a third of a year. We raised functional, well-mannered children while on active duty. And if you don't know anything about being in the military, we're not joining to make tons of money. We're poor. We technically live below the poverty level.
Ain't that the truth?
If I could make it happen, I don't see what's standing in the way of other people. The problem is parents don't want to. The problem is that the generation that's having babies now are from my generation, right? Like the 80s and 90s, all the teenage pregnancies, right? You know, all these 16-year-old girls pushing out babies. Those 16-year-old girls who had 16-year-old girls pushing out babies. So the kids that we're seeing now are the babies of the babies that were having babies.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of children raising children.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on anymore. So, you know.
Yeah. We know teachers, and, they are the nicest people in the world. They refuse.
I'm so frustrated because they know. They know. There's so much
they have been,
possibility
every
here.
teacher I've talked to so far and the teachers that we know, it's funny because they are trying to put shoe polish on a turd, and they know it, and they just so hopeful. But you can see the sadness in their eyes, and it's always the same thing. I'll tell you, folks, I was educated on it too. The one thing that they remind me of, and they sort of made me realize, that it's like it's not the classroom. A lot of them are dealing with inept parents.
Right. I'm telling you, it is the babies that had babies are now having babies. So you got 3 generations that are 16 years, like, grandma is younger than me, and it's like great-grandma, my age. It's like, really?
We got to go. We'll be back. More news, more views. Negro nonsense coming up. It's Reese on the Radio.
I thought that was it.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Lose weight or stop smoking with hypnosis, only $59.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminars Thursday, March 12th, Cambria Hotel, Manchester South and South Windsor. Weight loss hypnosis, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 8 p.m. Or Saturday, March 14th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss, 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
And now, a WTIC news update.
3:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC at 1080 News. Cloudy skies, 36 degrees. The temperature in Hartford. We'll get the forecast details coming up. The chief medical examiner says the death of a man by Hartford police last week was a homicide. 55-year-old Stephen Jones was shot after refusing repeated commands to drop a large knife while on Blue Hills Avenue last Friday. He died on Tuesday. The Inspector General is continuing the investigation. Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson was in court today. He was there to answer allegations he swiped over $85,000 from a pair of police accounts, one used to pay informants in the solving of crimes. The former chief did not enter a plea. The cop to stealing the money to his assistant chiefs, blaming a gambling habit for the thefts. Norwalk police have identified the man whose body was found this week in the water near a boat dock. Michael Tyler was 69. He was found in the area of 50 Water Street on Wednesday. Officers say Tyler was a city resident who lived on his boat. President Trump appears to rule out talks with Iran absent its unconditional surrender. Israeli planes pounded Beirut and Tehran on Friday as Iran launched another wave of retaliatory strikes against Israel and Gulf countries in the seventh day of the war. American employers cut 92,000 jobs from the rolls last month. That sent the unemployment rate up to 4.4%. Labor Department reports that hiring deteriorated from January, when companies, nonprofits, and government agencies added 126,000 jobs. WTIC News Time is 3:32. Here's the forecast.
The rest of the day stays dreary as we come down from the upper 30s back to the mid-30s for tonight. Cloudy as we continue to deal with the clouds right into tomorrow. It won't be as cold tomorrow, a high of 45. Tomorrow night, cloudy with a passing shower or two, a low of 42. And then Sunday, we're cloudy in the morning, and then those clouds will give way to some afternoon sun, a high near 60 degrees, so notably warmer to close the weekend. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Financial markets remain in the red a half hour before the close on Wall Street. The Dow's down 517 points. The NASDAQ is down 391, and the S&P is off 97. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. Legacybox.com/value.
Oh, Holtz.
Still, this is only going to hurt a little. It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Okay, there we go. Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot because I screwed all of that up by forgetting to turn off my audio. And I do that every time. I'm so horrible at that. My bad. Anyway, we're back. It's Reese on the Radio. Roseanne on the Radio is here with us. So, like I said earlier, we've got the weekend planned. We don't have a lot of stuff to do, but we just have some stuff to do tomorrow. Are we doing anything tonight, or are we just ending it, just wrapping it up?
I don't know.
You need to go to a maple sugar house this weekend.
I'm off sugar.
Just go and smell it.
Oh, that's just the worst.
They have some other stuff. There's one in Burlington area. They actually do their own pancake mix.
It's like going to the red light district for a hug.
Yeah, but it's the best.
Good grief.
They make their own pancake mix. So it's, do pancakes.
Reese doesn't do pancakes.
Yeah, I try. You know, it's weird. Pancakes have never been my jam at all. For me, it's just like.
He's a French toast guy.
Yeah, I'm a French toast guy. Yeah, just am.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird
That's
with the
only
French.
way he'll eat cooked bread.
Yeah, that's right. Good point. I love the way you call it cooked bread. Cooked bread. Nobody was ever referred to it like that before me.
It's Frenchified toast.
Yeah, Frenchified toast. So really, do we have? We can. I don't know. We can go to.
I'm not off sugar. I tried, but
yeah,
forget it. I don't care.
Is that flan? Is that flan still in the?
Girl, no.
You ate the flan?
Listen.
That flan was mine.
What, for you to look at it?
Well, I'm allowed to eat the flan like on a weekend.
Remember, what's yours is hers and hers is hers.
That's true. Well, a friend of ours.
It's not like we don't know where the restaurant is.
Chris B's wife bought that for me.
She bought it for us.
Me, because
Go ahead and text Chris and ask him to ask her.
Chris is probably listening. Chris, please, if you can ask your wife whom she bought it for, me.
Us.
You hate it anyway. Well, guess what? Us didn't eat it.
I sure did. It was delicious. It was good.
I'm a big fan of flan. And another one. You know how I knew I was old before my time?
Butter pecan?
No.
Prune juice?
No. Prune juice? No. What are these things you're throwing out? What's another dessert that I love that only old folks love? You got to know this one, Joey. You're the same age as me. There is an old dessert. When I say a dessert that old folks make.
It was like a Jell-O
that shouldn't even be a dessert.
Fruitcake?
No.
I have no
It
idea.
shouldn't even be a dessert because it involves an actual food. But they make it into a dessert. I don't know. So everybody's got to know what this is. Really? Not okay, I'll give you a hint. Tapioca pudding? It would be why would you give me that nasty look?
It's a texture thing.
I can't. I'm with
I
you.
know. Okay, you know what? Lori, I give it to Lori. You had it right the first time. Never, ever, don't trust yourself when you have an instinct. Rice pudding.
Okay.
Oh.
I love rice pudding because I love rice. You know that. I was poor all my life. That was one thing I loved growing up. Rice pudding. Hold on. What is it? Oh, sure enough. Look at that. Adam 12. He had it right, too. Rice pudding. Everybody knows that. So I love rice pudding and I love
That's like
flan.
an old white people thing, I think.
What is this, an old white people thing?
Yeah, because we didn't eat. That wasn't a rice pudding. Who eats rice? Well, we had was.
When my mother kicked me out when I was
horchata.
15, I was raised by wild white people growing up.
Did you grow up a trailer park or something?
Did you go to Ponderosa?
Yes, exactly. I did go to Ponderosa. Yes, I loved rice pudding,
I can't.
flan. Flan was a weird one because I never even knew that. You know, it's another one I used to enjoy was what's the other one? The dipping thing.
Fondue.
Fondue.
Remember that fondue spot we went to in Utah?
In San Antonio. Yeah,
No,
I mean,
in Utah.
in Salt Lake City. Yeah.
I bought a fondue set years ago.
Never, you still don't use
used
it. Yeah, no one ever does. It is not for home use.
No.
It just isn't.
Way
You
too much
buy
work.
it, you're excited to have it, and then it
way
never
too much
comes
work.
out. No, you know what you should do? Pawn it or sell it.
You can get like $2 or $3
winged
for it.
I think we just winged it. It was metal. The thing I threw in the recycle bin.
Rice pudding is the best. Adam 12 says without raisins. I don't know.
Raisins?
I could take a raisin in some rice pudding.
Oh my God, that is
I can
That's
take a risk.
Cooking with Karen. Today on Cooking with Karen, we're going to make a meatloaf. Make sure to bring your raisins.
Right, you guys are hating him. Sam the Man says bread pudding.
I love bread pudding.
I know you love bread pudding. That doesn't sound like an old folks.
So when I was in basic
dessert.
training, I was so underweight. Like the median weight for a woman my height to join the military was 122. I weighed 116, 117. So I got a waiver to go in. So I was so underweight. And this was, mind you, now after 2 children. I was in my late 20s. This wasn't, a starvation thing. This was just I can't gain weight thing. During basic training, I was the only one allowed to, me and this vegan chick, but she was a vegan. We were the only ones allowed to get dessert and drink sodas and chocolate milk. Oh yeah. So bread pudding was the only sweet thing we had in basic training. So yeah, I would get a giant hunk of that.
Lori says fondue. You need to have a meat one and a dessert one running. That's with a lot of adult beverages. She is 100% right on that. Well, the place we went to in Salt Lake City was a fondue place that we actually did meet in the...
It was like a hot pot.
Hot pot kind of deal.
Right.
So it was almost like a Korean barbecue kind of deal, but in a fondue pot.
Right. And it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
First, they brought us the food, because there was one for broth, and there was a cheese one. There was all different types of liquids in which to basically boil your meat to
it comes out in sections, so to speak.
Right, but then they also had the dessert one, so we had chocolates, and we were just eating different things dipped in chocolate.
Yeah, that was a great one.
We should go back to Salt Lake City.
For?
Well, to see the Children of the Corn, for one. That was one
weird.
thing.
Oh, there's got to be a fondue place around here.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
I
feel there should
Salt
be.
Lake. I enjoyed Salt Lake City.
We went
That's
to
a heck of a drive for fondue.
Yeah, right. We went to Salt Lake City. We had a layover. We had a layover coming back from Sacramento, California, right. So we had a layover.
And we got bumped from our flight.
Well,
so they offered us.
Yes, they offered us to stay a night, take a later flight.
Listen, here's what they offered us: a night in a hotel, a rental car, and $500 each.
Yes, on debit cards. And we said, hell, we've never been to Salt Lake City, Utah, so we did. So we stayed that afternoon. We get in the hotel, and we're walking down the street looking for a place to eat before we find this fondue place. And there was about 7 or 8 blonde girls.
They all looked the same, different heights.
Yeah, and they were all walking towards us on the sidewalk, and they were all walking across the sidewalk, like they were all in a line coming at us.
Like a platoon marching.
Yeah, it was like a platoon marching, and they were all blonde with curly-like hair, and we're talking like bleach blonde white girls coming towards us, all wearing like they were coming from church.
All wearing white dresses.
White
they
dresses.
Got out of their sorority
meeting. They were walking.
No, they were young girls.
They were young girls, like they were coming like from a Mormon church, like kind of look. And as they were approaching us, we're just like, what the hell?
Looking at each other like, oh my God, is this where we get
It was straight, and that's why we keep calling them the Children of the Corn children, because they were walking towards us, and they were wearing their little bobby socks and everything, and we're like, what the hell is this? So we looked so weird. But it's such a beautiful city during the daytime, and it's got its liberal element. Like it's bookstores and it's tattoo parlors.
There are elements of the liberal community that I do enjoy. Bookstores, beautiful.
Yes, that bookstore we went to was great.
It was great. We went to 2 of them.
They have the best coffee shops, too.
That, too.
They do. They have great restaurants. One of the things I really did recognize about Salt Lake City was how clean it was.
Yes.
How not diverse it was.
Very true. It wasn't. Yes, it was not the most diverse place in the world.
Correlation is not causation.
Right.
However, there is a strong draw toward cleanliness. I prefer cleanliness. We'll just put it that way.
Can I ask you this? Do you remember the place that we went to in Salt Lake City? Do you remember the name of it?
No.
Is it possible it was called the Melting Pot?
That sounds
That sounds right.
Right, yeah.
So Adam 12 just sent me a text message. It looks like there is a melting pot in New Haven.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, wait, isn't that the part of town that we don't go to?
Well, we went there to go see the Silver Sun pickups. And it's not all of it is bad. Some of it is actually kind of nice. But yeah, this looks like the place. Adam, if you can, I know you're listening, see if they have if this is the same company that's in Salt Lake City. Because if it is, then we'll definitely go. Fondue restaurants, I would be surprised It was really popular in the past, but now not from what I heard.
Well, they're more like a hot pot now.
Another
They're
casualty from COVID.
Yeah, probably.
Well, no, fondue was a big deal in the 60s, I believe, like the late 50s, early 60s. Fondue was like a whole deal. It was like the key parties. They had fondue and key parties. I believe that was listen, I've seen movies. Okay?
I guess you have. Let's go to the phones real quick. Bob's in Waterbury. How are you, Bob? Oh, my bad.
Reese
Bob.
and Roseanne.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nice to hear from you guys. Back in the day when I graduated from high school, our school, you had to have 3 courses of English, freshman, sophomore, junior.
Okay.
Anyhow, I didn't apply myself, so my senior year, I ended up having to take English, the only senior in a junior class.
Okay.
And I was going to barely graduate, but this one teacher said, listen, dude, if you don't read this book, you're going to fail English, which means you're not going to stay back. Not many people stay back. And this one teacher lit the fire under my butt. And every day, did you read a little bit more of the book? Did you read a little bit? And she didn't want me to graduate. I wasn't no one special in her life,
Yeah.
But this teacher actually did something that I don't think you'd see today.
Yeah, I mean, that's 100% true. I've never heard any kid, not even my kids, talking about a teacher the way that I talked about Mr. Gershon or Mr. Miller or Mr. Hennessy. All of these guys had a character about them. Mr. Doyle, my English teacher. These people in my life were teachers who were not just great educators, but they had a character about them that I could identify.
Yeah.
That taught me something in the classroom. That's what I love.
One of my teachers was a geometry teacher, Mr. Travers, and he used to, if you didn't understand it, he had the chalkboard on wheels. He'd wheel it all the way through the aisles, and he'd put it right in front of your desk. This guy was freaking great.
A chalkboard
cool.
on wheels.
Love
like,
it.
you know what? I hope that there's an educator listening to you right now and going,
Oh, he'd wheel it down the aisle,
Here,
and
dummy,
he'd
look
put
at
it
this.
right. He'd put it right in front of your desk, and he'd say, "Okay, here it is." And I got like a 97 average in geometry.
No, listen to me. There is a teacher who's listening right now is going, where can I get that rolling? That's a great idea.
And it just showed that how much he cared,
Yeah.
So, hey, you guys have a nice weekend, and
Thank
good
you.
luck on your confirmation.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Let me see if I can get Louise in here real quick. I got Louise, how are you?
Good. Well, that was a depressing story before, but anyway, not what I want to talk to you about, but I just thought maybe I could mention our school in New Britain is excited about starting in September a Chesterton Academy in New Britain. It's it's going to be a classical education high school. They're going to start off with 2 years. It's going to be less expensive than most of the Catholic schools that have had to close.
Okay.
Latin, the whole thing. It's going to be amazing. There are several of them in the country. But anyway, they're open house this Sunday at 1 o'clock.
That is great.
Yeah. It's right down the street from Central Connecticut College. And it's part of St. Francis Church. But it's the street, Pendleton Road, which is behind Stanley Street, which is where the college is. But anyway, thought I'd throw that in. We're really excited about it.
Well, that's good, and it'll probably improve the quality of education in the area.
Definitely, yep.
Without a doubt. Thank you, Louise. I appreciate you.
Okay. What I want to ask you about is yesterday
Yes.
you mentioned a new injection for a knee, arthritis, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, because I have a friend that I just found out. She's 94 years old. She's an amazing person. She's had all kinds of health problems. And the doctors want to do a full knee surgery replacement on Tuesday. I cannot believe.
Okay, look up the Stanford University. It's Stanford University, which has come up with this. I guess it's interesting cartilage replacement that's out there. And I was jokingly calling it Negro, but yes, but it was a real story that I was turning into a joke. But it is real. You know what? I will look it up and I will mention it. Will you stick around in the next break? I'll have that info for you and I'll mention it on the air.
Please. Thank you.
You got it, Louise. Thank you. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. We'll get some more phone calls. And then we got the BPS Traffic Center, BPS Lawyers Traffic Center with Mark Christopher when we return. Stand by. It's Reese on the Radio.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Lendseek.
Vintage clothing is fetching modern prices online. eBay is acquiring secondhand fashion marketplace Depop from Etsy for $1.2 billion, with Depop topping $1 billion in sales in 2025, with 90% of Depop's customers under the age of 34. eBay in recent years has been selling niche brands, including Brazilian retailer Elo7 and musical instrument marketplace Reverb. I'm Jason Brooks.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to Lendseek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. Lendseek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. Lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
Many times, a person hires a law firm after an injury without doing research. It can be a big mistake or not. Sometimes, after you have hired a certain lawyer, you realize you made a certain mistake. But guess what? Just because you hired them doesn't mean you can't fire them. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you think you've hired the wrong firm, you may have. So do this. Google Morgan & Morgan results or visit forthepeople.com for cases just like yours. You may find that our full-service injury firm should have been your choice in the first place. Last year, almost 12,000 people discharged their law firm and hired us after further research. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com today and let's get started. Or call Pound Law on your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Herbie Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need the Social Security report. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
Brian Jackman here for Serta Pro Painters. Listen, I had an incredible experience with them. They gave me a great estimate. They were there on time, and when they came to paint our kitchen, they were in and out, and when they were gone, it was like they were never there, except they left a beautiful kitchen. Maybe it's time for you to take a look at their spring sales event. You can get 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. Serta Pro Painters, they're independently owned and operated right here in our community, so you might want to give them a call. Start spring off right. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. By the way, there is a melting pot in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm just trying to figure out if it is indeed the one that we went to. It looks like it is.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah, it is, because that's the seat that you were sitting on when I took that picture of you.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it, right?
Yeah.
So that was the place we ended up. So, yes, New Haven has a melting pot. that we can go to. Yeah, it was at 340 South Main Street, it says, in Salt Lake City. So, yeah, that was the place we went to. In fact, I'm going to go grab that picture of you. You had one of the biggest smiles on your face as you were.
That was the first time I cooked for you.
That's right. Yes, it was the first time you cooked for me. It's interesting because that was a couple of days after my birthday, because we went to Sacramento on my birthday. We flew out on August 14th. We had started dating in June, June 15th, to be exact. And 2 months in was the first time you cooked for me.
Yeah. I didn't want to set you up with any false perceptions of what was to come. I didn't want you to think, oh, look, she's going to wash my underwear. She's going to make my food. No, I wanted you to be completely prepared for the worst case scenario, which was I was probably going to be miserable and, yeah.
You know, it's the story that the story you share with everybody is the first night we ever kissed, I asked to see you the next day. I was doing a job near your apartment.
Yes.
And I asked to talk to you for 12 minutes. And I said, please, I just need 12 minutes. You came downstairs, and that was when I professed my love for you and told you that I was going to marry you and we were going to spend the rest of our lives together.
Was my breath stinky?
The thing was that you decided that when you said you were going to come downstairs, you said you were going to there was no makeup, your hair was a mess, you wanted me to see you raw.
Yep, this is it.
It's like, you have got to see what I look like so that if he is going to bail on me, this is when it's going to happen. This is why. And you came downstairs, and I looked at you, and look at us now. We're married now. See, 5 years later.
I still think you're mentally ill.
When you tell people that part, I remember the first time you ever shared that part of the story, I was like, really? You didn't gussy up for me?
Even on our dates, like when we first started, like you're like, well, I want to make you, we can talk about, business. And I was like, all right. I didn't bother. I didn't do anything. So I pulled my hair into a ponytail or a bun, brought the boy, no makeup. I think I put on deodorant. I'm not even sure, but I mean, I was not. I was putting in zero. I'd put in so much effort with men before that by the time you came around, I was like, listen, this is it, man.
Take me or leave me.
I'm this close to owning a bunch of cats.
Yeah, this is what happens when you celebrate for 2 years. You take. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. When a man is hungry, he will eat, is what they say. Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. This traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. If you're heading toward Hartford, southbound side of 91 delays 34 down to 32 A and B. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge up to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound. Got some sluggish traffic. About a mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge. 291 eastbound slowing off of I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. 9 northbound slows in Middletown Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. Westbound 84, you're tied up in Cheshire, approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you are traveling eastbound 84 in Cheshire, a little tight approaching the 691 interchange. Earlier accident southbound in the Parkway near the West Rock Tunnel. Looks like that's clear. Delays now from 51 down to just after exit 50. 91 southbound into New Haven slowing, approaching exit 8 in toward the 95 interchange, and 95 southbound delays from 48 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of the day stays dreary as we come down from the upper 30s back to the mid 30s for tonight. Cloudy as we continue to deal with the clouds right into tomorrow. It won't be as cold tomorrow, a high of 45. Tomorrow night, cloudy with a passing shower or two, a low of 42. And then Sunday, we're cloudy in the morning, and then those clouds will give way to some afternoon sun, a high near 60 degrees, so notably warmer to close the weekend. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 4 o'clock, 36 degrees, cloudy skies in Hartford. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. A week into the war, Trump administration officials are confirming Russia is providing intel to Iran to help it target U.S. forces.
Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, just told us that the plan is for a 4 to 6 week campaign to achieve all of the military objectives that the U.S. has. And the president saying just this morning that the only thing that he will accept is complete surrender.
Correspondent Nancy Cortez at the White House. Connecticut's congressional Democrats say Americans don't want the war with Iran, and the White House failed to present its case to Congress.
Not only is it illegal, but it is likely destined to fail.
That is Senator Chris Murphy speaking at a Hartford press conference, saying President Trump would have to use ground troops to achieve his various goals for the war. Murphy wants to force a declaration of war votes. Congressman John Larson says if the president can declare war without Congress, the U.S. has become an autocracy.
And the American people see this clearly. When you have someone who ignores the Constitution and takes it simply as a suggestion that he may or may not follow, there is a crisis with our democracy.
Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson appeared in a New Haven courtroom today. The former top cop accused of embezzling over $85,000 from a pair of accounts, including one used to pay police informants. Jacobson reportedly came clean in January to his assistant chiefs who confronted him about the missing funds. He says he took the money to feed a gambling habit. He's due back in court March 19th. Former President Barack Obama was among those eulogizing the Reverend Jesse Jackson at a celebration of life in Chicago today. Obama says he was inspired by Jackson on the debate stage during the 1984 Democratic presidential campaign with former Vice President Walter Mondale and Senator Gary Hart.
The message he sent to a 22-year-old child of a single mother with a funny name, an outsider, was that maybe there wasn't any place, any room where we didn't belong.
Economy shed 92,000 jobs last month. Economists expected 60,000 new jobs. Chris Bavary is with the Economic Intelligence Unit.
Fortunately, the unemployment rate only edged up a tenth to 4.4%, but the loss of jobs on the payroll survey is certainly concerning.
Everyone will be at least a little Irish on Saturday when the annual Greater Hartford St. Patrick's Day Parade steps off from the state capitol. Marchers, bands, and dancers from around the region are expected to take part, and tens of thousands are expected to line the parade route. Event chair Elaine K. Moore says come early to get a place to park.
But there's plenty of lots that you can access. I don't think they quite close Asylum until just when we start to get closer to step off. So there's a lot over on, I think, High Street. There's the garages. Laz has a lot that I think in the Hartford Parking Authority right by the Bushnell.
This year's Irish Persons of the Year are former UConn men's basketball coach Jim Calhoun and his wife Pat. Many downtown businesses, pubs, and restaurants will be rolling out the red carpet for patrons as well. Parade steps off at 11 from the Capitol, winds up at the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Arch in Bushnell Park. On Wall Street, not a good one. The Dow off 453 points, the NASDAQ down 361, and the S&P down 90 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
UConn's Silas Demery Jr. knows what it takes to win on offense and defense.
Winning isn't luck. It's hustle, discipline, and showing up every day.
That mindset drives BPS lawyers too, fighting for clients in personal injury, family law, litigation, and more.
I'm Nick Payne-Darris. At BPS Lawyers, we're one full-service firm. All your legal needs, always.
BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life.
Put those shovels away because spring is finally upon us. Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Everyone knows that spring is the time for rebirth, renewal, and new beginnings. So what better way to welcome in spring than to give your old bathroom and kitchen a fresh start, a new beginning? Visit Modern Plumbing Showroom today on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin. See the latest trends, colors, and styles and spring into a rebirth for your kitchen and bath.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
It's time to spring ahead. Thomaston Savings Bank reminds you to set your clocks ahead an hour before you go to sleep Saturday night.
Got heat? No? Say, come on into Campbell. If it's cold outside and inside, contact Campbell. Campbell Heating and Cooling does business the American way with their own technicians, so you know that you can trust who's coming into your home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From simple service to a complete system replacement, count on Campbell, veteran-owned and operated. Campbell Heating and Cooling. Visit campbellcooling.com.
Campbell Cooling uses all major name brands, including American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Mitsubishi Heating and Cooling Equipment.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, we're back. Reese on the radio, Roseanne on the radio is here. Stupidest thing I read today coming up, as well as Negro Nonsense. Stand by for that. Hello, Kala. Kala is Lori's granddaughter who listens to the program often. And when I see her, I don't know whether or not she is looking at a celebrity or I'm looking at a celebrity when I meet her, because she's kind of like a celebrity to me here. So, Kala, it's always a pleasure to have you listening. She's so young to be listening to talk radio, and I have to remember my audience is young, so I can't say certain things. You might hear them and go, oh.
What does that word mean? Or now they've all got, cell phones. They can just
just figure it out.
Rock, what does that word mean?
Don't ever use this language at all. Well, it's not like we use language here anyway. But Kala, we love you. Thank you. She is the best fan. She is absolutely right, Lori. So we got to do another check of weather and traffic. We'll take some more phone calls at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Here's Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and to everyone. Southbound 91 coming into Hartford, delays approaching 33 down to 32 A and B. Westbound 84 tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound slowing 40 approaching 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 291 eastbound is a little tight. I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. If you're heading to westbound, delays 1D up to the 84 West Merge. 9 northbound Middletown slows Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. Westbound 84 slowing in Cheshire approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound, a little tight by the 691 interchange. If you're traveling southbound 91 into New Haven, delays 8 into the 95 interchange. 95 southbound slows 48 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, WTIC News Talk 1080.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement this year? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Cloudy as we head through tonight, a low of 35. Tomorrow will be cloudy, but not quite as cold, a high of 45. Tomorrow night, expect those clouds to continue to linger around. They're going to be basically with us for a good chunk of our forecast the next few days. There could also be a passing shower or two as we head through tomorrow night. So that's our bigger chance for rain with a low of 42. Sunday, we start off with those clouds yet again. But the difference, the afternoon should break for some sun, and that'll put us at a high of 60 degrees. And Monday, we're mostly sunny, warm, a high of 65. Tuesday, will be pleasantly warm with just clouds and a few sunshine and a few clouds, rather. A high of 67, and that'll be near our record of 72 in 2016. Right now it is 34 in Canton, 37 in Manchester, and 37 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Brian Shackman here for Brian and Company on WTIC News Talk 1080. Hope you had an awesome weekend. The weather's starting to warm up. Bob Cox will let you know what the week will look like. Morgan Cunningham will be with us. Mark Christopher, Matt Soroy's, the whole crew on Monday, plus a really good show. Jill Schlesinger, CBS News. Jill on Monday, of course, digesting oil prices, the job numbers, the conflict in Iran. It is must-listen-to radio. We'll have the Hartford Business Journal. Don Memori from the Hartford Courant. He did a book with Jim Calhoun. They're going to have a big book signing. We'll talk about UConn as well. And we'll also talk about credit card debt. It is ballooning here in the States. People can't afford stuff. What do? They leverage themselves. How dangerous a situation are we in? Brian and Company, 5:30 to 9, right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Need good tech advice?
Must be a computer error.
Tune into the Gold.com award-winning Computer Talk with Tab, Saturday mornings 9 to 11 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
God, I love technology.
Eric Semmel and Dennis Howland of Tab Computer Systems will keep you updated with tech news you can use and answer your technology questions live on the air. Miss a program? Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tune in from anywhere via the Odyssey app. Computer Talk with Tab, Saturday mornings on WTIC News Talk 1080. The NAACP calls him,
Whoa! I don't think I'm allowed to read this.
It's Reese on the Radio.
Let's just say some people are not fans.
On News Talk 1080, WTIC.
Now, Roseanne, you are not here during the week, and of course, me being your husband, you hear me talk enough. You don't listen to the show during the week, not often. It's okay. It's all right. I don't expect you to be my biggest fan. That would be weird.
No, I'm too busy doing, ridiculous things like cooking and cleaning and shopping and organizing and unpacking and, dumb stuff like that. But it's ridiculous. I know. I should be listening to you.
I accept your apology, nonetheless. So we have a segment here that we do from time to time, and it's called You Be Illin'. This is a classic case of You Be Illin'. A Florida man found sunburned and disoriented in Florida says that he was kidnapped. Here is the story. Lee County Sheriff's officers and deputies responded to a Sanibel Causeway early on Monday after a motorist reported a man standing on the shoulder soaking wet and drawing blueprints in the sand. According to the police report, Ricky James Hollowell, 33 years old, was found barefoot, severely sunburned, and wearing only a pair of swim trunks. He told deputies that he had been taken against his will by a pod of dolphins 3 days ago and forced to work on what he called an
I'm sorry, on a what? On a what?
He told deputies that he had been taken against his will by a pod of dolphins 3 days ago and forced to work on what he called an underwater construction project.
Hence the blueprints.
According to Hollowell and the police report, Hollowell claimed that the dolphins approached him while he was swimming off of Fort Myers Beach and escorted him to a site approximately 40 feet below the surface where they needed help building structures. He told officers the dolphins communicated through a series of clicks that he eventually learned to interpret, and that the project foreman was a dolphin he referred to as Gerald.
How much
questions
meth
are
was he
endless.
taking?
What?
The questions are endless.
Indeed.
How much meth was in his system?
I don't know.
What I want to know.
When you do those stories, you got to leave out where they're from and let us guess.
Yeah.
Like that when you're
It's a
going to go,
great point.
Florida. I got Florida. Anyone else? That's Florida. There's a Hitchhiker's Guide to Meth right there.
Gosh.
They said he had drawn an elaborate blueprint in the sand that deputies described as detailed enough to be concerning, including what appeared to be condos, a town square, and a recreation center.
Bro found Atlantis. He had to rebuild it. He was rebuilding Atlantis.
What I want to say
yes.
is it is phenomenal that all this time we had no idea dolphins lived in condos.
What? That's exactly. That is what I got from that whole story.
Do they have carports?
I don't know.
Like, would they need a carport?
What would they park in there?
I know, that's the question. But if they have stuff for storage, like, do they take the Christmas decorations down and need somewhere to put them?
And what do they do at the rec center?
True. Is pickleball big in that community?
Anyway, he told officers that he was released because the Dolphins were satisfied with his work, but that Gerald said they'd be back for phase 2. Responding Deputy Sean Oakley.
I feel Gerald might know where Jimmy Hoffa is.
Sorry. This is so much.
He said phase 2.
Responding Deputy Sean Oakley told reporters, "I've been with the sheriff's office for 11 years. The blueprints were the part that got me." He said it had zoning.
Not the fact this man was able to breathe underwater for X amount of hours.
This is the other part that no one seemed.
Did he
Yeah.
communicate with officers in clicks?
I
Did
don't
he prove,
know.
Clearly. Like, you have to be able to verify that you can now speak dolphin. Like, did he like, did he do that?
Yeah. Some men.
Oh, my God. Phase 2. I'm intrigued.
The reporter, of course, being snarky, says that Dolphin Project foreman Gerald was unavailable for comment.
Who has to get the permits for this?
Yes. Ricky Hollowell claims he built one underwater for dolphins, and honestly, the blueprints were hard to argue with, according to reporters. Yeah, I knew this was. When I grabbed it this morning, I said, "This is going to be a lot of fun to talk about." But
it's like a Wayans Brothers spoof on Aquaman,
isn't it? It's so funny because that's what Rama said in here. He said Aquaman could not be reached for comment on this as well.
He was getting the permits for the new storage facility. They were looking
for phase 2.
Yeah, for phase 2.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Gerald.
Well, where was Jason Momoa when all this was
Oh,
happening?
I don't
Because
know.
strangely, he was not seen. He has not been seen since. So, just saying.
I mean, if it's for like over 65, maybe Flipper's looking for a new community.
That's true. What is that community down there I keep talking about wanting to retire to?
The retirement community. The Villages.
The Villages.
Yeah, the Villages.
Yeah,
There's a lot of STDs down there.
Well, we're not going to be sleeping with them.
There's a lot of pineapples on doors.
Stevie V says, "Damn, them dolphins free the slaves. They don't have thumbs, you know." So Michael A says, "So he held his breath for 3 days. Awesome."
That's no one's looking into that. That man's a science miracle right there.
Stevie also wants to know, do they have a sushi bar?
Ooh.
You would think everything's a sushi bar.
Barbecue grill.
Especially in Florida, yeah. I mean, margarita bar?
Michael A. also asks, do they park their Stingrays in the garage? I don't think so. Yes. This is obviously you can't help but laugh at this story, which then I've got to take this one just because we go from you be illing to the stupidest thing I read today.
It gets worse.
I'll say that. Yeah, how you topping this one?
This one.
This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Stupidest thing I've read today is when a smart idea goes wrong. A New Jersey Girl Scout troop has landed itself in hot water for setting up its cookie booth outside of a cannabis dispensary, capitalizing on classic Munchies connections. The troop, based in South Jersey and overseen by the Girl Scouts of Central and Southern New Jersey, partnered with Daylight Dispensary in Mount Laurel for a trial run during the year's cookie season. The booth was placed near the building's exit door, offering a full lineup of classics, the Thin Mints, Caramel Delights, which are formerly Samoas. They've changed their name, I guess, for, racial reasons. Yeah, peanut butter patties and more. The idea originated with the dispensary owner, Steve Cassidy, who first pitched it in 2024, but was turned down flat by the council. This year, one troop was permitted to try it on a trial basis. The February 20th event provided widely successful. Some customers reportedly bypassed the marijuana counter entirely and headed straight for the cookies. Cassidy described it as a massive hit, with high demand driving strong sales. The move tapped into an obvious marketing angle, but the Girl Scouts of New Jersey were not pleased and made them shut it down.
It's like the old adage, you rob banks because that's where the money are. You sell cookies, that's where the munchies are.
Exactly. I mean, how do you not?
It's marketing.
The objective is to make it, what are the Girl Scouts trying to do? Not make money? I thought that was the whole idea. This is, it's ridiculous, but that's where you are. So, I don't know. I saw that and I just went, that's just stupid. Why would they even give the Girl Scouts a hard time? I would imagine that was the smartest place to be. However, if you can't put it outside the exit of the pot dispensary, maybe put it at the store next door to the pot dispensary, so you're not right in front.
Pawn shop.
A pawn shop. That's not a bad idea.
It's usually a pawn shop next door to a dispensary.
Really? Are you telling me that people sell their wares to get money so they can buy the pot?
It wouldn't be like a new experience.
That would totally go along with like a check cashing place being next to a liquor store.
Or a hair shop.
People say that in the hood all the time. I've never seen those two buildings be next to each other.
Okay.
I've never seen a liquor store with a check cashing place next door.
Here's how it worked. Oh, because the check cashing spot is inside the liquor store.
Oh, that's horrible.
In Chicago.
Oh, really?
When we lived in Chicago, in our neighborhood, this is what you saw. There was a Dunkin' Donuts across the street. Oh, sorry. A little bit further down was Popeyes. And then there was those generic clothing stores with the trashy, cheap stuff, hair supplies, a beauty salon, a liquor store, either a check cashing place or a payday loan place. And you see that up and down the block, and a church.
Always
I kid you not, always a church. This was normal. You could go down any block, you cross the street, and the whole thing starts over again. And then you cross the street, and the whole thing.
Isn't Chicago the place where they have, or is it Atlanta, Georgia, where they have a church on every block? It's got to be Atlanta. It sounds like a Bible Belt thing. The diabetic clinic is another great place for you to put those cookies.
That's messed up. No. That's like standing outside of a drug clinic, like a rehab
selling
with your
crack.
bags of meth, right? I got your stuff right here.
Lori says the Village is absolutely known for STDs. Baby boomers practicing their love, not war doctrine in their 60s still. Burlington has a package store right next to where they hold AA meetings. That's horrible.
Well, I told you, where were we? We were still in San Antonio, and I had to use the bathroom, and I went in, and the guy offered me a free beer if I gave him my chip.
I've heard that story a dozen times.
Like, what the hell is wrong with people?
Yeah, well, people are crazy
Sick?
like that. Yeah, a little sick. Yeah, that's pretty much the deal. Let's take Phil, who's in Southington, I believe. How you doing, Phil?
Oh, not too bad today, Reese. But listening to your
yes,
the undersea adventures there.
Yes, we're talking about. I'm sorry, what was
Flipper Depth, shall we say, is the name of the condo.
Yes, the gentleman, Ricky Hollowell, yes.
He had 3 names. Why do they always have
So
3
names? I like Flipper Depths. I'm sorry. I'm an old fart.
Okay. Absolutely.
But I have one question. Now, the female dolphin, who's the head of the HOA.
Yeah.
Is her name Karen?
More than likely. Absolutely.
I believe that's what he said. Karen was in charge of snacks and regulatory.
I'm looking at every time I see this story, I keep saying to myself, there's no way this story is true. But the only real part of the story is this guy, Ricky James Hollowell, telling the story. But the police officer saying that he looked at the blueprints the guy made, he was like, okay, maybe he might be delusional, but those are pretty good blueprints if you think about it. So,
well, there's a fine line between insanity and
right.
genius.
Right. What were we going to say, Joey?
He had receipts.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway.
It's insane. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate you, big guy.
Take care, sir.
You
Bye-bye.
got it. Yeah, it's I knew I would get that reaction from that story. As I read it this morning, I went, no way, this is a real, yeah.
It's Florida, man. What do you expect?
Yeah, it is Florida, man.
What do you
I thought that was just a myth, but then.
No. Florida man is like the male version of Walmart.com.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Oh, my goodness. On the next break, I need you to go ahead and Google Walmart.com. Girl,
Okay.
I'm telling you. Why do you think I've avoided Walmart for so long?
But you can't avoid it. We have to go sometimes.
Well, you have to watch Walmart.com, and then you'll understand.
I am guessing a church would be a good place to sell Girl Scout cookies, or perhaps Bill Clinton's house. As long as the Wicked Witch is not around.
We're selling cookies, not little girls.
That's... You would put it that way.
You're welcome.
I'm curious, on this question now, is there like a convenience store in this condo associate? Like, where are the dolphins getting their stuff to furnish the apartment and condos?
Where, is there an underwater Home Depot? That is a good point.
Is an underwater Home Depot?
Yeah,
now I know what
called?
the Beyond was in Bed Bath & Beyond.
Is it just Home Deep?
You're done. You're so done.
I'm just saying, like...
Home Deep?
I would love to see, like, the Christmas decorations.
That's true. What does their garden section look like?
Okay, all of you are...
We are off on a tangent.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
are. I should have never shared this story now.
No, this is your fault. You opened the door, so...
I certainly did. Anyway, when we come back, Negro nonsense.
It gets better?
Yes, it gets
my
better.
God.
This one's scary.
Was it in Florida?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mecklenburg, North Carolina. That's also Charlotte as well. This one is going to be really, really crazy. Melody called Walmart. She said the people who go to Walmart, she refers to them as Walmartians.
Oh, good. That's different from bus people.
That's actually a great turn of phrase. I appreciate that. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he is getting you home this weekend. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. How we doing, Mark?
All right, Reese, doing okay overall. Southbound 91, look for delays 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Westbound side of 84 slowing just after 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound losing a little tightness speed as you move from 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. 291 eastbound slowing off of I-91 in Windsor over to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound slowing in East Hartford 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound delays Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound sluggish from approaching 26 in Cheshire going up the Big Hill on 84 west up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway, some sluggish traffic 51 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. 91 southbound New Haven slowing 8 into the 95 interchange, and 95 southbound delays 48 down to exit 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Today, we keep with the clouds and the areas of drizzle. Coming down from the upper 30s, will fall to a low of 35 tonight with cloudy skies. Tomorrow will be cloudy, but not as cold, with a high of 45. Heading into tomorrow night, cloudy, a passing shower or two, and the low of 42. Sunday is our warm day. Cloudy in the morning, but those clouds will give way to afternoon sun, and that should set us back near 60 degrees for the high. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Mystic, Hamden, Putnam. When you want local news, turn to WTIC News Talk 1080, reporting on the local stories that affect you. From Manchester to Mystic, Hartford to Hampton, and Putnam to Plymouth, one radio station has your local news and breaking news as it happens. WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen on your radio, smart speaker, and on your phone with the free Odyssey app.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
And now, a WTIC news update.
4:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson was in court today. He faced 2 felony charges for embezzling tens of thousands of dollars from a couple of police funds, one of which was used to pay informants to help solve crimes. Jacobson reportedly confessed to the thefts to help feed a gambling habit and retired shortly thereafter. State Inspector General says the death of a man last week at the hands of Hartford police was a homicide. Stephen Jones is seen on police body cam video advancing toward officers holding a large knife. His family says Jones was experiencing a mental health crisis. State Department of Transportation out with a warning. It's advising residents about a fraudulent unpaid traffic citation text. The agency says it is a scam and you should not click on the link within the text or reply. Unconditional surrender or else. That's the message from President Trump. As the war with Iran is about to enter its second week, Russia has provided Iran with information that could help Tehran strike American warships, aircraft, and other assets in the region. That, according to 2 officials familiar with U.S. intel on the matter. Tens of thousands expected to line the parade route on Saturday. The Greater Hartford St. Patrick's Day Parade steps off at 11 from the Capitol. There will be marchers, bands, and other entertainment as the parade winds its way downtown, ending up at the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Arch in Bushnell Park. And Celtic star Jason Tatum's status has been upgraded to available, clearing the way for him to make his season debut almost 10 months after having surgery to repair a ruptured Achilles tendon. Tatum's status was updated this afternoon ahead of the Celtics' home tilt with the Dallas Mavericks. Wall Street, the Dow finished down 453 points today. The Nasdaq gave back 361 and the S&P was down 90 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441.
800-939-1441.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Got wrapped up in our own little crazy world over here, Roseanne and I. Negro nonsense coming up after the BPS Lawyers Traffic and Weather Center. We'll get to that in a second. A very dangerous precedent is being set in North Carolina, which we should be concerned about. Most people should be concerned about. You cannot let it happen here. And the way this legislature is working, we could very well see it in the state of Connecticut. And it'll happen. It'll start in places like New Haven and Bridgeport and then grow. Because I've actually seen this happen here in the state in the couple of years that I've been here broadcasting. There's more of this leniency that is happening within the criminal justice system as an effort to change the rules for people as it applies to black and brown folks. And let me just give you, if I can, in a minute or so, let me sort of explain what I'm talking about here. We have already set a precedent where there are lawmakers that we know, that we're very familiar with, from Jim Himes to Chris Murphy to Richard Blumenthal to John Larson, who have openly shared their anger with the authorities, in particular the federal government, as it applies to illegals in this state. And they believe that law enforcement is the enemy. Governor Ned Lamont, who now is trying to give sort of goodies away for anyone who will dare become a police officer in the state, wants to give this package where we're going to give you an opportunity to get higher education, just so they can. And again, the whole bill is about retention and recruitment in the police department after he spent the last 5 years crapping on law enforcement in the state. So what we're seeing is that the people who are in charge of maintaining law and order in the state are now being admonished by the elected officials who use them, have security detail, and are well protected. So in essence, they're going after the people who are going after bad folks in the state and siding with criminals as a result of.
So what you're saying is police are bad. Those people want us to have more police, so we have to have more of you. But you're a horrible piece of person.
Yeah, but remember, in doing so, you are siding with the criminals because, in essence, every criminal, it gets more protection than the police officers who do the jobs. Now, That being said, what happens when you make it normal where you are either lowering the mandatory minimums of crimes or you're not charging crimes at all? If they are being reduced to slaps on the wrist, where we are becoming a no-cash bail society, where no one spends a time in the prison because the prison system, in essence, is a bad place to be no matter what the crime is. Or they are making provisions for people to live their lives outside, and if they come to court and then they get charged, then they'll go to jail. But we don't want anybody sitting inside of our prison systems. If we create an atmosphere like that, we set a very dangerous precedent. Well, guess what? We're at the precipice of that, but it is already happening, and it's about to happen in the election in Mecklenburg County in North Carolina. I'll explain that in Negro nonsense when we return. Stand by for that. Mark Christopher, he is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center with all of that. Hello, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, good afternoon. If you're heading southbound 91 into Hartford, delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Westbound 84 slows approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound's tight 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 9 northbound slows Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. Westbound 84 in Cheshire, you got some sluggish traffic as you approach 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Heading toward New Haven, 91 southbound delays from 8 into the 95 interchange. 95 southbound slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Southbound on the Parkway, you're going to see slow traffic now as you move down from exit 50, approaching exit 50, that is, down into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Heading through tonight, we are cloudy with a low of 35. The clouds keep coming for us even into tomorrow. keeping it cloudy with a high of 45. So it is going to be a little bit warmer. As we go into tomorrow night, cloudy, we're adding a passing shower to that low, 42. Sunday, though, will be notably warmer, even though we start off the day yet again cloudy. They'll give way to some sunshine for the afternoon and a high near 60 degrees. Monday, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 65. Tuesday is pleasantly warm with some sunshine and a few clouds, a high of 67. In fact, that's enough to be close to that record of 72 set back in 2016. Right now is 36 in Newington, 81 in 37 rather in West Hartford, and 37 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constancer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Making sense of it all and having fun. That's how we would sum up our show. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. It's what happens when you take a Gen Xer, a millennial, and a baby boomer and give them a radio show.
We go through the news the same way you and your friends would, taking the serious stuff seriously while also laughing at the absurd.
Each one of us brings a unique perspective to the news of the day, closing the generation gap in a way no other talk show can. Hear Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins weeknights 6 until 9 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Larry Older here. Let me share Brian's story from Alabama, my mom's home state. He tells us after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and now I'm amazed at how much relief I've gotten, end of quote. These are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do for you. I've told you about my buddy Tom, an avid golfer, out on the green almost every single day. He says without Relief Factor, he wouldn't be able to swing freely because of shoulder pain or back pain. But since taking it, he said he stayed active, comfortable, and confident in his swing. He is a scratch golfer. That's why I encourage you to try Relief Factor yourself and see what it can do for you. Don't wait. If you're dealing with daily pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. 800-4RELIEF, 800 the number 4RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
It's time to spring ahead. Thomaston Savings Bank reminds you to set your clocks ahead an hour before you go to sleep Saturday night.
Yep, we're back. It's Reese on the radio, Roseanne on the radio. We are here, and there we go. It's time for...
Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you?
Negro nonsense today is a serious one. There's a woman by the name of Rebecca Cannon. Rebecca, like Rebecca with an H. Rebecca Cannon. Her name is Rebecca B. Cannon, and she is a 33-year-old criminal defense attorney based in Charlotte, North Carolina. She recently won the Democratic primary on March 3rd of this year for the Mecklenburg County District Court judge seat covering Charlotte and the surrounding area. She defeated incumbent Judge Cecilia Oseguera by a narrow margin of 52 to 48%. There is no Republican opponent in the general election, so she's effectively set to take the bench later this year, if not early next year, assuming the standard certification. Her background. She has a BS in criminal justice from Hampton University and a JD from North Carolina Central University School of Law. Prior work is as a public defender in Mecklenburg County, from which she was terminated in 2020 after multiple arrests during the George Floyd-related protests.
Wait, she was arrested?
Yes, correct. She was arrested, where she provided legal aid to arrestees. All charges were later dismissed. She spent time at the ACLU co-authoring reports on court fines and fees. She then founded her own firm, the Law Office of Rebecca B. Cannon, which she subscribes as an abolitionist-oriented and community-minded, focusing on holistic, client-centered defense for marginalized people, especially in misdemeanor cases that criminalize survival, i.e. or e.g. trespass, solicitation, or resisting arrest. Yes, she openly identifies as jail and prison, as a prison abolitionist. Multiple sources, including her own law firm website and bio, say that Rebecca is an absolutionist. A 2020 profile in the Queen City Nerve, where she launched Charlotte's first abolitionist community-based legal defense firm. She had recent news coverage from the Charlotte Observer and others that are confirming this. Her firm previously used the tagline, "We'll get you out of that cage." She's now removed that from the site. In fundraising materials and interviews, she's framed jails and prisons as a public health crisis, criticized arrests broadly, and committed to loosening the tight grip of the criminal justice system on marginalized communities. Prison/jail abolition is, in this context, isn't about immediate emptying facilities overnight. It's a philosophical and activist stance that views incarceration as inherently harmful and racially disproportionate. Yes, that's her.
Who does she look like?
Fannie Willis.
Almost like a 20 years younger.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she does look like Fannie Willis.
I mean, almost exact. Like, she could be Fannie's
sister.
Well, I would say daughter.
Doppelganger? Oh, yeah, maybe her daughter. But yes, she is an abolitionist, and that is her belief, that she believes that people should not be incarcerated. And
Good, they can all stay at her house.
Well, no, they're going to stay in the streets. You know how this works. She'll be protected, and she will have people living in, they'll go into the criminal justice system. They will come out. This will, of course, ruin the public trust, especially police officers when it comes to the criminal justice system. What am I locking them up for if you're only going to let them free?
Can I ask if she's such an abolitionist,
Mm-hmm.
which means white people, white culture is bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why has she got her hair done like a white woman?
I have no idea.
Why is her makeup like a white woman? Why is she dressed like a white woman?
Can you find out if she's married to a white man? That's usually the case.
And it's Rebecca.
I thought it was Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Is it Rebecca?
However, it's not like Rebecca. I typed Rebecca with an H. This is
no. You were spelling Rebecca like Rebecca, with
an R, because that's
yes.
with an H.
No,
that's
like
what you said.
Rebecca.
Right, you said it's Rebecca.
When I
with
say
an
I
H.
apologize, I meant the way that you would spell Rebecca if you was a sister girl.
Rebecca.
With a K.
And an H at the end, because you have to have the H.
Got to have the H.
Where's the apostrophe and the silent Q?
Like spelling
that's missing.
Spelling Erica with the A-I-R. Erica.
Oh my God. I saw that before. A-I-R.
Yes. She was in a news report.
E-K-A-H.
Erica.
I hate people. God.
Yes. Anyway. So, yes, she has sparked backlash, of course. That's it, as you can expect. But, yeah, 100%. She has no opposition. She will be a judge. And if criminals end up in her court, more than likely, she will be setting them free.
I'll bet you she's not married.
That's quite possible.
She doesn't look like she's
But she believes that, she believes it's a prison. I mean, well, that's what it is, but she believes
it's a cage for animals.
A cage for animals, at
Maybe
least.
don't behave like an animal.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much the breakdown. And again, this is one of those things that is often ignored. Right? This is a protestable situation. Why? Why is it? Because the people that she'll be letting out are people who harm black people, right? Who does she claim to be working for or protecting or helping?
Criminals.
Well, black people in her community. She believes that this act of incarcerating people is inherently racist. So she will protect people who are black and brown who are committing acts of violence or crimes on black and brown people. it's funny because, you know what this reminds me of? And it's very, very.
The woman who keeps getting beat up by her husband and insists on going back because he's such a good man when he's good.
It's a classic.
That's what she sounds
It's
like.
a classic case of caring about the message as opposed to what the results are of said message, right? We care about the idea, but not care about what comes of it.
It's
right?
like It's like going to an old ghost town,
Mm-hmm.
putting all the windows beautifully, but the doors are locked because there's nothing inside. This is purely a display window. There's no substance.
That is true.
And that's almost exactly the sound. I'm going to talk about empowering black folks, but I'm going to make sure you all kill yourselves first.
Right. Well, here's where the problem is, right? So imagine you have sort of sitting in the forefront the thing that's supposed to be great, but please don't pay attention to the results of said idea. In this case, she is letting the neighborhood know that in the event that you get locked up, in the event that you end up in her courtroom, you are going to be treated leniently. What happens as a result of said individual who, based on his color, is going to be treated in a lenient way, yes, he may create some carnage and he may seek some revenge or whatever the case is after the fact. And it's sad because it's true, and I say this all the time. The African-American community, the black community, is very comfortable with this. Why do I know this? Let me give you a perfect example. And I'm going to use the trashiest example I could come up with. Kwanzaa. Everybody says, yeah, of course we should celebrate Kwanzaa. What's wrong, Reese? Why do you have a problem with Kwanzaa? Well, here's my deal, and I'm going to put it this way. Imagine you had found out, black folks, that Kwanzaa was created by Trump. I mean, let's say that Kwanzaa, you had found out, you had been celebrating Kwanzaa for generations, and you found out that the person who invented Kwanzaa was Trump. What would you say? Let's say the guy who was the first one to say, you know what we should do? We should have Juneteenth. And then you go and you look up in your history books, who was the guy who came up with it? Elon Musk. Right? He came up with Juneteenth. He's from South Africa, right?
He's African American.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
literally is African American.
And he came up with, what would you say? You would go, oh, we can't celebrate that. There's a problem with it, right? So, okay, Kwanzaa has that same problem. Why do we know that? Because the man who invented it did it while he was in jail. And what was he in jail for? It wasn't because he was some sort of black revolutionary that killed a bunch of whites in Oklahoma. No, he was arrested for abusing black women, okay? Burning them with irons and cigarettes, okay? Tying them up and holding them captive.
But you don't like black women.
Yeah. Again,
I'm just making
sure.
Again,
this guy can have a holiday that celebrates black unity. And they don't care. Because, again, this is the perfect example. It's about the optics are more important. What?
It's the appearance.
Exactly. The optics are more important than the results.
So if you beat black women, but as long as you stayed in a relationship with only black women, then you're an acceptable black man.
And then I could create a holiday. And my parents was like, well, he did create the holiday.
But that would add to your credibility as a black man.
Absolutely.
If you beat your black women.
As long as I stayed with him.
Right. Because you choose to be with women that are not necessarily black, and you don't beat them either.
Listen, this can be applied to almost anything. Imagine you're the person who says that the black community needs to change its culture, and then you're immediately demonized as a coon or a sellout, but then at the same time, no one says anything about the absolute carnage that is wreaked within those communities.
I'm really beginning to appreciate this non-blackness of yours. Let's see, you have a job, you come back with the milk, you raised your children, you're not selling drugs, you didn't try to be a basketball player or a rapper.
These things are always, that's what I'm saying.
You
right?
pay your bills on
So
time.
The worst behavior is never supposed to be pointed out, right? In essence, you're supposed to say or celebrate those things as the culture. My point is, like, nobody cares about the results. The biggest thing that they have an issue with is someone who takes issue with said culture. See, if I take issue with it, I'm the coon. I'm the sellout. Right?
It couldn't possibly be because you have a higher standard.
Right, but if the behavior destroys lives, it's inherently and authentically black, and therefore you cannot criticize it. So what I would rather me do is become a part of that systemic
and destroy yourself.
Exactly.
And that makes you black.
Exactly. I have to behave in what's called the structure of so-called black culture,
Right.
and be celebrated as opposed to stand against it and otherwise be called a sellout.
Right. And I think that's what these people fail to appreciate. When they tell you hate yourself, you hate black women, you hate black people. The problem is that they fail to appreciate that you don't hate the people, you hate the culture that they've accepted as culture.
Yeah.
You happen to believe, and I believe the same thing, that black people are capable of so much more, but settling for easier, settling for less than, because everybody else told them, no, this is all you're good at, this is all you're good for. Just take the scraps. And you refuse to settle for that. And that makes you a sellout because, like, no, we're capable of so much more. Do better.
I'm not allowed to say that. That's the whole thing. And that's why I
Right.
look at this thing with Habekkah, and I say that what she has decided in her stay, in her job, is that, look, I cannot rely on black people to do better. So what I'm going to do is, in her view, give them a leg up by not holding them accountable for their crimes or their misdeeds. We'll blame somebody else, they'll put it on someone else, and then we'll put them back on the street so they can wreak havoc. The woman doesn't care about her community. She cares about the appearance of caring about her community. And that's all it's about. It's always about appearance. And again, this is where I'll get even dirtier. And people can get mad at me if they all they want about it, but it's true. It's like saying that I'm a black revolutionary, but I'm wearing Gucci. It's deep down, the only way that I can be who I am is that I've got to preach black unity while never supporting it. Right?
Right.
I have to preach black family, but never.
Like that Ebony article that talks about all the black elites that are actually not doing anything but actually hurting the black community.
The objective is to hurt the black community. It always was the objective because, again, there's no finances in self-reliance. There's nothing. If you create the systemic issue of having someone pay for a particular grievance, there's no benefit. Ask any one of them. Is there a benefit in black resilience? Is there any benefit in black self-ownership?
I keep
None.
thinking back to our time in San Antonio. Like, people were, these people here think that they're talking about poverty and oppression. You don't know poverty and oppression until you've seen a house that has been built with random pieces of
sheet metal.
I mean, it is pure poverty, right, in San Antonio. But you see these people parked on the side of the street in an empty parking lot, selling tacos, doing air condition repair, working on cars. I mean, these are people who are really, truly poor.
Mm-hmm.
And they've managed to find.
And they go to the bathroom outside on their property.
It's very poor people, right?
Yeah.
But they manage to not blame white people for their circumstances. They're not out here murdering each other and murdering themselves and killing themselves with drugs. They're out here actually trying to figure out a way to survive.
Even if it's day to day.
And there is a genuine sense of community in the Latino community. You don't have that in a black community. Black people would rather kill you for stepping on their shoe, whereas a Latino would be like, oh man, you ain't got no shoes? Here, homie, take mine. You know what I mean? There's a difference. And so I don't understand. I don't understand this, how black folks can claim to be so oppressed and so victimized and so poor, but then you go to some of the poorest places in the world. Like Detroit, believe it or not, Detroit is high living compared to San Antonio.
There's no doubt. We got to take another break. Let's get to the weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. We got music news coming up. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon. If you are heading into Hartford on the southbound side of I-91, delays approaching 33 down to 32 A and B, and a little slowdown by exit 28 on the Hartford Weather Shield line. If you're traveling westbound, 84 delays in East Hartford approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 46 Sisson Avenue. 84 eastbound, a little slow getting by 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. If you're traveling 291 eastbound, slowing over the Bissell Bridge into South Windsor. 9 northbound, some tight traffic, Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. Sluggish and stop-and-go westbound 84 in Cheshire from the 691 interchange up to the Waterbury Mixmaster on the westbound side of 84. Southbound Parkway, look out for an accident just after exit 50 in Hamden. Delays back to 52 behind that. Seeing slow traffic in New Haven, 91 southbound 8 into the 95 interchange and 95 south. Delays 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If
you dread dealing with your insurance more than getting stuck in an elevator with an overshare,
Bean burrito for lunch.
you have Insuranoia. You should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
The rest of the day stays dreary as we come down from the upper 30s back to the mid 30s for tonight. Cloudy as we continue to deal with the clouds right into tomorrow. It won't be as cold tomorrow, a high of 45. Tomorrow night, cloudy with a passing shower or two, a low of 42. And then Sunday, we're cloudy in the morning, and then those clouds will give way to some afternoon sun, a high near 60 degrees, so notably warmer to close the weekend. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut, from breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. President Trump says he will only accept unconditional surrender from Iran. Correspondent Matt Gutman is in Tel Aviv.
A senior official told me that even if they get the missile capacity down to 99%, he still thinks it'll be 3 or 4 years before Iran is back up and running.
Oil now topping $90 a barrel. AAA says the average price of a gallon of gas in the U.S. is $3.32. Here in Connecticut, that price is $3.17. Claiming a failure of planning and preparedness, Democratic lawmakers demanding the State Department step up efforts to evacuate Americans from the widening Middle East war zone.
2 college students from Woodstock, Ryan Rivera Cabrera and Evan Ralt, made it home at midweek after spending several days stranded in Dubai, wondering how to get out. But thousands of other Americans in the Middle East are still waiting. Many commercial flights have been canceled, and many U.S. embassies are closed. Senator Richard Blumenthal says there was a lack of planning.
Americans are stranded and trapped abroad right now because this administration failed to plan evacuation for them.
Many travelers have been frustrated by the State Department hotline promoted by Secretary Marco Rubio. The State Department is operating some charter flights out, but the service has been slow to ramp up. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
State medical examiner has ruled the death of a man shot last week in Hartford a homicide. WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
Stephen Jones's death has been ruled a homicide from complications of gunshot wounds involving the torso. The report makes no justification or whether the death is considered criminal or non-criminal. The State Office of Inspector General is investigating that aspect. Jones was shot 8 days after police in Hartford fatally shot another man. Both incidents happened after calls about mental health crises. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
2 of the 6 American service members killed in the outbreak of war in Iran are native Iowans.
It is important at this time that we stand united as we lift these 2 families up in prayer.
Governor Kim Reynolds, Major Jeffrey O'Brien, and Sergeant Declan Cody were attached to the 103rd Expeditionary Sustainment Command, an Army Reserve unit headquartered at Fort Des Moines. Thousands turned out to pay tribute to the late Reverend Jesse Jackson at a service in Chicago today. Allison Keyes reports.
A long time coming. Former President Obama at the People's Celebration for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. on why Jackson's legacy is so important.
Each day we're told by those in high office to fear each other.
Obama says it's hard to hope in those moments, but
Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson inspires us to take a harder path.
And to step forward and say, send me. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
And this is the weekend. We spring forward 1 hour back to daylight saving time. With that extra hour of daylight comes 1 less hour of sleep. Might not sound like much, but Dr. Amit Khanna with Yale New Haven Health Northeast Medical Group heads the sleep program in New London and Groton and says,
I feel like jet lag. Sometimes it's hard to sort of get the morning going. You feel a little brain fog, dips in your mood. Some of the studies are showing increased motor vehicle accidents in the days afterwards, occupational accidents.
Says the best way to combat any problems is to keep a consistent sleep schedule. Kana also says take advantage of that morning light and be aware of the transition, which comes with higher risk of cardiovascular issues. Dow down 453 points to finish out the week today. The NASDAQ lost 361, and the S&P was down 90 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner from Money Wisdom. Want to learn ways to minimize taxes in retirement, protect your money against inflation and healthcare expenses, and develop a personalized income plan? Call 1-800-208-SAFE to get your free guide to maximizing retirement book. That's 800-208-7233 to get your free book today.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Got heat? No? Say, come on into Campbell. If it's cold outside and inside, contact Campbell. Campbell Heating and Cooling does business the American way with their own technicians, so you know that you can trust who's coming into your home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From simple service to a complete system replacement, count on Campbell, veteran-owned and operated. Campbell Heating and Cooling. Visit CampbellCooling.com.
Campbell Cooling uses all major name brands, including American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and Mitsubishi Heating and Cooling Equipment.
Making sense of it all and having fun. That's how we would sum up our show. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. It's what happens when you take a Gen Xer, a millennial, and a baby boomer and give them a radio show.
We go through the news the same way you and your friends would, taking the serious stuff seriously while also laughing at the absurd.
Each one of us brings a unique perspective to the news of the day, closing the generation gap in a way no other talk show can. Hear Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins weeknights 6 until 9 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
It's Reese on the Radio. Ask your doctor if common sense is right for you. On News Talk 1080 WTIC.
News. Music news today, folks. We have got David Gilmour, Pink Floyd guitarist, turns 80 years old. Kiki D, pop singer known for Don't Go Breaking My Heart with Elton John. You remember that? Wow. She turned 79. Stephen Schwartz, the composer of Godspell and Wicked, turned 78. We only include him because he had a rap album or a few rap albums. Shaquille O'Neal turns 54. Tyler, the Creator, if you know him, turns 35. And Bubba Sparks, the old heavyset country white rapper back in the day. I'll play a record by him. You'll remember. He turns 49. Anniversaries on this day. 50th anniversaries go out to Fleetwood Mac and the release of Ryan On. Is that how it's pronounced? You know that darn whatever it is. I never wasn't interested in Fleetwood Mac. The Miracles Love Machine Part 1 reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100s. 60th anniversaries for the Rolling Stones. They began recording Painted Black at RCA Studios in Los Angeles. Also notable anniversaries, The Temptations' My Girl reached number 1, celebrating its 61st anniversaries. The Beatles' release of the single Let It Be is celebrated its 56th anniversary. Tom Waits releases his debut album, Closing Time, 53 years ago today. The Yeah Yeah Yeahs, they released the album The Blitz 17 years ago. And Bruce Springsteen, blech. And Glass Animals, Heat Waves, tops Billboard's Top 100. And I forget when the heck that was. So that's your music news right there. I don't know. The only people in there that I knew were the Beatles and Bruce Springsteen. I've never been a fan of Bruce Springsteen. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Our good friend Mark Christopher. He's more of a music guy than I am. I actually do that whole thing for him. Thank you. Because I was doing movie news and he knew nothing about the stuff there. So I would just bring up the music because that's more in his wheelhouse. Mark Christopher in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Who was that? Did you know that Fleetwood Mac thing? Is that right? Rhiannon? How do I pronounce that?
Rhiannon. The witch song.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, they released that apparently 50 years ago in 1976. That was their breakout hit, written by Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks is just fabulous.
Oh, is this the track here, huh?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay. I know this track. I don't know the name of one
I had no idea
Fleetwood
what you were
Mac
saying.
record.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I wouldn't know this stuff.
I love.
You hear it right here.
What? Oh. I will always love her voice. I still think she's got the sexiest voice in rock.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. She's also rather hot, even as an old woman.
You know what? And it's so sad that Christy died a couple years ago because they said they ain't going to be touring anymore because she's not with us anymore, which is really sad because I saw them like 5 years ago.
Everybody says they're still a great live band no matter what age.
They were tremendous. One of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was really good. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, slowing down by exit 28. If you're traveling westbound 84, slowing approaching the Bothia Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. If you're traveling 84 eastbound, a little slow as you move into the tunnel. Traveling toward Middletown, that looks good. Waterbury 84 westbound delays 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster. Southbound 91 in New Haven slowing from exit 4 down in toward the 95 interchange. Look out for an accident southbound Parkway by exit 50 in Hamden. Delays are back to exit 52 behind that. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
It's time to spring ahead. Thomaston Savings Bank reminds you to set your clocks ahead an hour before you go to sleep Saturday night. WTIC weather.
For the rest of today, of course, we have been dealing with the clouds, and that continues tonight. 35 for the low as we keep things cloudy. Cloudy tomorrow, not quite as cold, though, as we reach a high of 45. And tomorrow night, those clouds will lead to a passing shower or two. That's a real chance for rain in the next couple of days, a low of 42. Going into Sunday, it's cloudy to start off the morning, but we should get a little bit of sunshine late in the day. That'll push us to a high of 60 degrees. And Monday, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 65 degrees. Tuesday will be pleasantly warm, sun and clouds, and a high of 67. Right now, it's 36 in Bloomfield, 36 in Plainville, and 36 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Let's take a step back in time to an era when things were built right, built to last, and a handshake meant something. Yankee Home delivers that same craftsmanship still today. If your bathroom has moldy corners, dingy grout lines, broken tiles, and rust stains, it's time to call Yankee Home. You can have a brand new, bright, beautiful bathroom in as little as one day. From design to demo, plumbing to final product, our team will transform your bath fast. Every job is done right the first time. Never cattywampus. Take advantage of our winter special with 50% off installation plus 0 down and 0% interest. Call Yankee Home at 1-800-885-HOME. That's 1-800-885-HOME. Or visit yankeehome.com. That's yankeehome.com.
Yankee Home makes it easy as can be with our never cattywampus lifetime guarantee. Yankee Home.
On approved credit, restrictions apply.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
By the way, if you're just joining us in the 5 o'clock hour because you did not catch us earlier, this is usually a time. I don't like to do this a lot, but I thought today was important because we're on Friday. People are working in weird hours, and Roseanne is probably one of the people I know who hates this more than anything. She hates repeating herself. But in radio, you kind of have to because people are listening. Some people, the homies and the roadies, they listen all the way through the show. Some of them listen for 2 hours. Some people listen for an hour, and they miss portions of the program. Wendy, who is a huge, a great friend and a listener of the program, she'll be doing work, and then she goes back and is like, what did I miss? So she can't listen all the time, and she loves the show, and she supports the show. So sometimes I have to rehash. So if you are a little late to the show, earlier today we talked about Chicago. And this story blew my mind because I saw it on social media. I just want to get my paperwork here. I saw the story on social media and I said to myself, there's no way this story is for real. But it is. It's 100% real. And I want to get to the front part of this paperwork and making sure that I have it here. Just sort of bear with me here. That's 213, 313, 413. This might be one. No, that is 3. Okay, whatever. Anyway. So this woman posted an article or posted a video talking about a Chicago school. And in the Chicago school, she said that the school only had 28 students. And based upon its budget, it was spending $93,000 per kid. So I was like, you see a story like that online and you say, it's so outrageous, there's no way that's true. So I'll, if I see it on X, I'll hit Grok or I'll clip the video. I'll even download the video and put it in Grok and say, okay, where's this story, bull? Give me the whole layout of this just to make sure. So I went and looked it up as I'm listening to this. I'm getting in the shower and I'm listening to it while the phone's in the background. And as Roseanne tells you all the time, I'm always gathering news. So this woman starts telling the story, and here's what turned out to be true. The stuff that she exaggerated is incidental. It's not even relevant to the story. A Chicago school with a capacity for 912 students only has 28 kids there. That means that 97% of the school is empty. They, again, as I stated, spend $93,000 per student annually. And it is a 1-to-1 staff-to-student ratio. The story that this woman was talking about is the Frederick Douglass Academy High School on Chicago's South Side. The enrollment capacity to the school should be, 912 students, but it does not. They say that this matches broader trends in Chicago. There are 154 out of 498 Chicago public schools that operate under 50% capacity, and 58% are underutilized. They say that are below 70% capacity. Spending per student at Douglas spent $93,787 per student in 2024, per Wire Report's analysis and Chicago public school budgets. This is far above the district average of $21,508 per student, as fixed costs, salaries, maintenance, and utilities are spread over a few kids. For severely under-enrolled high schools like this, the average cost hit $36,000 to $55,000 per student. Nearly double the norm due to minimal scaling and staff and overhead. In other words, that some of these schools clearly make or spend double the money for the average kids. The staff ratio, with 28 students, the school maintains roughly 1 adult per student, as staffing doesn't drop proportionately to enrollment. This reflects use it or lose it budgeting, where schools retain personnel to justify funding, often tied to union contracts that protect jobs regardless of the students' numbers. In other words, the school must stay open, the teachers must be paid, and the 28 kids that are there are justified because the union mandates it. Now, over 100 Illinois public schools with 0 students with proficiency in reading or math. There are 100 schools. Statewide 2024 data shows 24 schools with 0 proficiency in reading, and 80 of those schools, 80 of them with 0% proficiency in math. That is up from 32 and 67 in 2023. If counting schools failing in at least one subject with some overlap, the total approaches 100 plus, which may explain the video's phrasing, and I'm going this based on the videos, pre-COVID 2019. It was 21 for reading and 37 for math. Post-pandemic declines in chronic absenteeism, 40% plus in Chicago public schools, have worsened this. In Chicago specifically, proficiency is low district-wide. 40.6% in reading and 26.2% in math for grades 3 through 8. Over 18,000 students attend these zero proficiency schools, and many spend above the state average of $24,700 per student. One Chicago school spent $100,000 per student with 0% proficiency. Statewide education spending rose 24% over the decade, but math proficiency dropped 11%. That means that no matter how much money is being spent, the proficiency levels declined. They continued to decline. But yet, in the last 20 years, we have seen strike after strike after strike by the Chicago public school unions. These strikes have always been about money. In 2012, it was one of the first major strikes in 25 years, involving about 26,000 educators. It focused on pay, class sizes, evaluations tied to test scores, and opposition to school closures. In 2016, they had a one-day strike about money. 2019, another strike, 11 school days. 32,000 workers. Key demands included pay raises. They also wanted nurse and social worker staffing in every school. They also fought for class size limits, folks. In 2015, a contract dispute, Chicago Teachers Union authorized a strike and set deadlines, but a last-minute deal was averted. The charter-specific actions in 2018, the Chicago Teachers Union represented teachers at a Cerro Charter School and struck for 4 days. Similar affiliated strikes were always about money. And in the 20s, multiple threats, authorizations or escalations. 2024 authorization vote without escalation. 2025 bargaining tensions with strike threats. Elevated but averted via deal. In March of 2025, they added $1.5 billion in spending. Most of that money went to raises. And the kids are zero proficient. They are under 50%, many under 40% in proficiency. And I look at this stuff and I go, look, I know it seems unrelated. Reese, that's Chicago. The parents in this state have been saying the same thing that clearly parents in Chicago are saying. These schools are failing the kids. So what have they decided to do? The growing number of people have decided to homeschool their kids. And if you don't think that it's an epidemic of people who are leaving the public school system, we wouldn't have the government here in Connecticut fighting so hard to attack homeschooling. They see the hemorrhaging. They know it's hemorrhaging. So they have to respond. And they have responded by penalizing the parents who can take it no more, especially in places like Hartford, places in New Haven, and of course, in places like Bridgeport. Go ahead, Roseanne.
So I was just doing a little bit of compare and contrasting.
They could all hear your keys.
Sorry.
It's all right.
In Chicago, the student decline has gone down approximately, I want to say it was, I have to find it. Okay, 4% from 2018 to 2023. So 5 years, there was a 4% decline in public school enrollment. And it's citing that part of the reason is migration, right? Not immigrants, but that families are choosing to leave Chicago's south and west side.
I can imagine, sure.
So people are leaving Chicago And there is about a 30% truancy rate, with 10% of that 30 missing almost the entire school year.
Yep.
So of the students that are enrolled in school, 30% of them are just choosing not to go to school.
We have the same issue here in Hartford.
Right.
It's
And-
one of the biggest issues in Hartford.
Right. And I think part of the problem that people are failing to appreciate is that it's not the school that is failing the students, it's the parents. If parents would spend a little more time ensuring their kids showed up to school, enforcing consequences, kind of like making sure that we don't just give them a pass because they're poor black kids.
Agreed.
If parents got more involved and said, listen, there's consequences for not going to school, it's going to be punishment or whatever, you might see an increase in attendance. Along with that increase in attendance, you might actually see students with a desire to learn how to read.
Yeah.
So here you have these teachers that are begging for more money. And mind you now, Chicago is one of those places where black students, black teachers. We need to have teachers that look like our kids.
Remember that? It was Terry McAuliffe in Virginia who said that we needed to do that.
Right. So we have all these black teachers educating black students, only crying for increases to their pay, not increases to books, not increasing to libraries, not increasing to make the buildings more habitable. Give me more money.
Yep.
And your students still don't want to come to school and they don't want to learn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't understand why the teachers get. Listen, if you do a crappy job here every day and people are writing to your boss every day, we hate this guy, he's trash, get him off the air.
We hate this show.
They're not going to give you a raise as your numbers slowly decline. They're not like, you know what, Reese, we're going to give you more money. Hopefully you'll do better. That is not how it works.
It's the same thing I said the other day about stop throwing money at a problem. That's what it is. Anyway, so we came up with an anthem, folks, and we are calling it the homeschooling anthem. We'll make it available on YouTube. Share it with your friends.
Mom said, rise and shine, I say, check those headlines. Principals on Channel 8 again. Mom said, rise and shine, I say, check those headlines. Principals on Channel 8 again. Another fight in the hallway, fire alarm on a Monday. Even the sub ran off at 10. I don't wanna go to school. Have you seen the evening news? Have my teacher disappeared? Other half's in some courtroom. If learning's such a precious jewel, why's our building on YouTube? Mama, keep me home with you. I don't wanna go to school. Math class got 3 students, teachers on extended leave, 'cause they texted someone's kid at night. History test scores sinking, guidance counselors missing, but the cop knows my locker by sight. I don't wanna go to school where the test scores scrape the floor. They say for 95, we're out here fighting for a 44. They post graphs at every door, arrow pointing straight through the basement. Mama, keep me home with you. I don't wanna go to school.
We'll make it available on YouTube. Let's get another check of weather and traffic with our good friend Mark Christopher. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into the Hartford area, southbound 91, look for the delays 33 down to 32 A and B. A little slowdown again down by exit 28. And again, you'll see some slow traffic approaching 19 to 17 in Meriden. Westbound side of 84 slows East Hartford approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. No problems on the eastbound side of 84 Farmington out into Vernon. If you are traveling into the Waterbury area, westbound 84, you're running slow 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster. Traveling into New Haven, southbound Parkway, some slow traffic 52 down to 50 in Hamden. And 95 southbound delays 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Today, we keep with the clouds and the areas of drizzle. Coming down from the upper 30s, will fall to a low of 35 tonight with cloudy skies. Tomorrow will be cloudy, but not as cold, with a high of 45. Heading into tomorrow night, cloudy, a passing shower or two, and the low of 42. Sunday is our warm day. Cloudy in the morning, but those clouds will give way to afternoon sun, and that should set us back near 60 degrees for the high. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Brian Shackman here for Brian & Company on WTIC News Talk 1080. Hope you had an awesome weekend. The weather's starting to warm up. Bob Cox will let you know what the week will look like. Morgan Cunningham will be with us. Mark Christopher, Matt Soroy's, the whole crew on Monday, plus a really good show. Jill Schlesinger, CBS News. Jill on Monday, of course, digesting oil prices, the job numbers, the conflict in Iran. It is must-listen-to radio. We'll have the Hartford Business Journal. Don Memori from the Hartford Current. He did a book with Jim Calhoun. They're going to have a big book signing. We'll talk about UConn as well. And we'll also talk about credit card debt. It is ballooning here in the States. People can't afford stuff. What do? They leverage themselves. How dangerous a situation are we in? Brian & Company, 5:30 to 9, right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. The chief medical examiner says the death of a man by Hartford police last week is a homicide. 55-year-old Stephen Jones was shot after refusing repeated commands to drop a large knife while on Blue Hills Avenue last Friday. He died on Tuesday. The Inspector General is continuing the investigation. Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson was in court today. He was there to answer allegations he swiped over $85,000 from a pair of police accounts, one of which was used to pay informants in the solving of crimes. The former chief didn't enter a plea. He copped to stealing the money to his assistants after he was confronted back in January, blaming a gambling habit for the thefts. He's due in court, back in court later this month. Norwalk police have identified the man whose body was found this week in the waters near a boat dock. Michael Tyler was 69. He was found in the area of 50 Water Street on Wednesday. Officers say Tyler was a city resident who lived on his boat. President Trump has ruled out talks with Iran absent an unconditional surrender in the war that started 1 week ago tomorrow. Israeli warplanes pounded Beirut and Tehran as Iran launched another wave of retaliatory strikes against Israel and Gulf countries in the seventh day of the war. American employers unexpectedly cut 92,000 jobs from the rolls last month. Unemployment ticked up 4.4%. The Labor Department reported the hiring deteriorated from January when companies, nonprofits, and government agencies added 126,000 jobs. And former Michigan football coach Sharon Moore has pled no contest to 2 misdemeanors in a criminal case that arose immediately after he was fired for having an inappropriate relationship with his executive assistant. The deal was struck today, the same day that a judge planned to hear a challenge to Moore's arrest in December on 3 charges, including felony home invasion. The Dow lost 453 points today. The NASDAQ dropped 361, and the S&P was down 90 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When was the last time you watched your home movies? Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for: their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Okay, so I'm going to have to pressure you. I don't want to have to just sit at home. It's Friday. We got a whole bunch of other stuff going on this weekend. Do you want to go to dinner? Do you want to go to some place where we can? I would take you dancing, but you're going through the weird hot flashes thing, and it would be a weird place where I have to be outside and inside the door. What would you like to do?
All right. Do you
if
want
you could do
100% open honesty?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to ask the ladies to help me with this.
Remember, this is being recorded for public broadcasting and future use.
I want you to make a plan and execute said plan.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's why when I open up my restaurant, it's going to be called I Don't Know.
Yeah.
Where are we going? I don't know.
Women love when a man... Remember that video where the lady says, she's a comedian, she's talking about why men get caught murdering their wives and girlfriends?
Because they can't plan for anything.
Because you've never planned a single thing.
Yeah.
And this is where you start? You want to go bury a body in the woods? Really? Start with a meal. Plan a meal. Like, work your way up to, like, really good, preparation and execution.
You know what? I'm going to try that because here's why. And if Daniel is watching, Daniel Pena, who is the lead singer of the Panics, who does our opening song, we wouldn't know him if I didn't do that.
That's true.
Do you remember that?
I do.
You said, let's go somewhere.
Take me somewhere. I'm sick of being in this house. Get me out of here.
And we drove and we ended up, where's that town called? What was the street? St. Mary's?
St. Mary's.
Yeah, we ended up on St. Mary's. We end up at a bar. I hear there's live music. I get inside and Daniel.
And copious amounts of marijuana.
Yes, marijuana everywhere.
God.
And Daniel Pena's band, The Panic, is performing there. And sure enough, he plays the song that would completely change this show. So, okay, I will dream it up.
That is
God bless you, Reese.
So hot. I need you to understand, like, that is, one of the things that I really liked about our first date was you'd already had in mind what it was you wanted to do. You took me to the Silver Diner, we had coffee, and we shared a piece of pie. And,
it took me 2 years to plan that.
Well, I need you to step it up, honey. You've got an hour and a half. That is
an hour and a half. We got a half an hour. The show's over at 6.
You got 23 minutes.
Yes.
You still got work to do. We never leave here as soon as the show's over.
Well, this is true.
But you know what they say? Prior planning prevents poor
performance. Yeah. God. I'm going to work on it. I'll figure something out. I'm sure that I will. Ladies, help me out. But you don't. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like as long as we're outside
doing something together, and it's fun. It's something that we can look back. I mean, the times that you have implemented a plan, it has turned out amazing. I don't think I've ever complained when you have come up with a plan. I come up with plans, and we end up in a house in San Antonio. So.
This is true.
I'm saying, like, I can make a plan. But remember the last time I did that, we are now in debt. Right, we have a mortgage, a death tax is what it's called.
Yeah, I feel we need something here though. Like, do you want to go walk around? Do you want to go shopping?
Yes, I want to do all the things.
So then I'm thinking, if you go up to Canton, it's just shops at Somerset. It's like an outdoor shopping mall.
Oh, okay.
And I know they have some restaurants over there.
Okay, that sounds
so
like
you
a
might
plan.
be able to do the walking, like people watching, and then grab something to eat.
There you go.
Because I want to do all the things. Do you want to go to the beach? Yes. Do you want to go to the mountains? Yes. Do you want to ride a pony? Absolutely. Would you like to pick apples? Yes.
Do
you want to shop?
half
Yes.
of that.
I want to do all the things. So do you want a burger? Yes. Do you want pizza? Yes. Do you want steak? Yes. Make a plan because
Chuck E.
I
Cheese.
want all of ew.
Dinner and a show.
Where's the dinner and a show?
Dave and Buster's.
What town is this place in Canton?
Yeah, it's up. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's find out what the traffic is like over there in Canton. Mark Christopher is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Mark, hopefully you have something going in the Canton direction.
Let me look over there. Route 44, Canton. You know what? Looks pretty good. Just a little bit. Well, it's not even that slow. It looks good. Both sides of 44, Avon Canton line. That's where that place Joey's talking about. You could also check out Evergreen Walk in South Windsor, which is the same sort of setup east of the river. If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound's a little slow, 46 into the tunnel. 91 southbound, brief slowdown at 33 Jennings Road. Again, some slow traffic approaching 19 down to 17 in Meriden for the Wilbercross Parkway. If you are traveling into Waterbury, westbound 84 delays 26 up to the Mixmaster. Eastbound 84 Waterbury slowing by exit 18. Southbound Parkway, you've got slow traffic from exit 52 down into the West Rock Tunnel. South 95 New Haven slows 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. Tune in this week, and as we discuss practical strategies to grow your portfolio, we also have a few updates on the market. Tune in on Money Wisdom, TIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Heading through tonight, cloudy. Those clouds stick around for us even into tomorrow. So low for 35 tonight. Tomorrow we keep it cloudy, 45 for tomorrow's high. And then tomorrow night, cloudy, adding a passing shower or two into the mix, a low of 42. That's a real chance for rain as we go into Sunday. There will be still some more clouds, but then we'll break out into a little bit of sun late in the afternoon. That's a high near 60 degrees, provided that sunshine comes out. Heading into Monday, then we get brighter, mostly sunny, warm, 65 for the high. Tuesday will be warm, sun and clouds, and a high of 67 degrees. Right now it's 33 in Vernon, 36 in Farmington, and 36 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
It's time to spring ahead. Thomaston Savings Bank reminds you to set your clocks ahead an hour before you go to sleep Saturday night.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Looking to beat the traffic before you drive home? Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 at work for the latest weather and traffic updates to help you get home safe and on time. Just go to WTIC WTIC.com and listen on your desktop or laptop today.
It just goes right there into that. That's it. I wasn't even prepared. Someone was actually was sending me a message and was talking about, I'm going to just read it. We were talking about the criminal justice system when we was talking about this woman, Rebecca. And he writes, research indicates that black men in the U.S. federal system receive on average significantly longer prison sentences than white men for the same or similar crimes. Studies show black males receive sentences 13.4% to 19.1% longer than similarly situated white males.
I want to ask, does this include there's a level of recidivism in different communities, right? Like a white guy can get caught selling drugs and it's the first time he's ever committed a crime, or maybe it's the first time he's committed a crime of this severity, right? Maybe it's a minor traffic and maybe a street fight. We find with
it also has to do with the community.
What we find with the black community is that more often than not, it is a continuation of the same crime.
Yeah.
And what you're not appreciating is how many times these, judges give these young black men opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to just get it together.
Can I state the obvious, though?
Sure.
Can I state the obvious? Okay. So this individual who's writing this, I'm going to make the assumption that he has never been to jail, but yet knows this statistic. How do I know this? I can talk to every person in the African American community, and they will cite this statistic.
They parrot the same regurgitated answer.
Right.
I was taught the same answer.
Right. They will tell you that over and over again. Statistically, black people get, charged and they serve longer times than their white counterparts, blah, 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 blah. And I would go, okay, just a simple question, just want to know, do black men who are incarcerated know this statistic as well? Like, are they aware of it? And they go, yeah. So okay, so they're aware of the actual statistic that they're going to do longer times than their white counterparts. Okay, what I've never ever heard anyone say, right, is when they are charged and convicted and given their sentencing, I've never heard a black person, when they're given an opportunity, would you like to address the court before I sentence you? I never hear them say, yeah, y'all just going to confine me longer than the white man. That's one thing they never do. But this is the other part that always baffles me. And again, this goes right to this stupid response. If people know that they're going to do longer sentences than whites and still commit the crime, knowing that they're going to spend longer time in jail than their whites, then it is clear that the person who is committing the crime that they know they're going to spend more time with is either a freaking idiot or they don't care.
It's called making an informed decision, right?
Yes.
And if you know the statistic is there,
right,
and you still choose
to commit the crime, knowing that you are going to serve, a bigger punishment.
Kind of deserve exactly what you're getting. You don't
applaud her. I'm applauding you. There it is. Knowing that you're going to do more time, knowing it before you do it, and then know that you get arrested and you get more time. In fact, I would double it. I would double the time.
You can't drink milk.
Yeah, I can't.
Because your bathroom time is significantly increased.
Yes, it is.
How much time do you spend going, you know what? Fork it.
I do it.
I'm going to drink this I'm going to drink this milk.
Ice cream. It is my Achilles heel.
But
I know
you
what's going to happen.
go into it knowing.
Yeah.
And then you pay the consequences happily.
Yes, exactly.
Because you went into it informed, knowing I'm going to eat this ice cream, I'm going to get the hot Hershey's.
Yes.
I know this.
The bottom line is that I believe that if these people know that they're going to get harsher penalties, I say do it more. In fact, when you show up in my
Maybe if you go to school instead of skipping and learn how to read, you can read the law yourself and see the statistic yourself, and maybe then you won't commit the crime.
Stand there in the courtroom and I'll say, hey, boy, hey, listen to me, boy.
You can't say boy.
Now you know what his boy, ain't it? That's boy. He got boy parts.
Oh, my God.
Hey, boy.
Oh, my God.
Now you know darn well that every time one of your kind walk up in this courtroom, I sentence you longer than I do the whites. So, you didn't know that, right? Answer me, boy. Yes?
Full saltine again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know? Well, okay, now you understand that means you was full aware that I was going to give you a long time than the white boys. So I sentenced you to double that time because obviously you was stupid, boy. And I think you should do double the time. Forget all that nonsense about he got 9 years, so you got 10. No, you doing 20, boy, because you was obviously a fool. And I would do it every time until everybody got it. Let me explain to you why I would do this. And it's not a joke, but this is for real. Can I recite a rap lyric to you?
Sure. I probably won't know it, but.
I see body after body, and our Mayor Giuliani ain't trying to see a black man become a John Gotti. That is Biggie Smalls from a song called Everyday Struggle. And in the mid-'90s, when Rudolph Giuliani was the mayor, there were more people in the African-American community who were afraid of the cops and Mayor Giuliani making sure that mandatory minimums were enforced.
How safe was New York back then?
1992 was the best year ever for New York City. I was living in downtown Manhattan.
Are you telling me that if you impose stricter penalties and arrest with greater efficacy, that you'll see safer?
That's correct. He believed in quality of life policing in New York City.
I need you to break this down for me like I'm a dum-dum. If I arrest a criminal for doing a bad thing and then ensure that they go to jail for the maximum of time that the law allows,
correct,
crime rates drop.
They always do. The quality of life improves.
If you put a criminal in jail, crimes in the civilian sector, like in the real world, like crime drops when you get the criminals out of society.
People were afraid in New York City, especially criminals, for committing crime because they knew Rudolph Giuliani was a zero tolerance. He had a broken windows policy in policing in New York City, and the crime rate was down. In fact, it was fairly said after Giuliani left that he was the biggest saver of black lives in New York City because of stop and frisk and zero tolerance and the broken windows.
So the murder rate went down, the communities were safer. But Ned Lamont and good old Dickie, they all want us to leave the criminals on the street.
Exactly.
Because that's going to make better communities.
Exactly. No. They know it's going to create worse communities. They have every intent to make sure that there are worse communities. But that's my whole bottom line. And when you have people like this that are just so-called,
I'm aware of that, but I made that statement for a point.
Yeah.
Democrats are voting for this.
Yes. They want this.
These liberal, wealthy white folks are saying, no, let the blacks out. Let them be free.
They don't have to deal with them.
Let them. Sure they do. If they decide to go downtown.
They're never going to do that?
If they decide to go, shopping, or if they need a birth certificate because they got married.
No, these folks will never have to deal with those communities. They leave that to the communities that they govern from afar. And again, that's the whole bottom line. When you hear these people spew out these stupid statistics, what they are admitting is obvious. And that is, look, we know that they are going to serve longer times. They know that they're going to serve longer times. They are stupid for committing the crime anyway, but that's not their fault for being stupid. It's the fault of the people who actually, penalize them harder. Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm not going to do longer time than everybody else, or I'm just not going to do the crime either. So the bottom line is we're going to be focusing on how much they're penalized instead of paying attention to the fact that they're committing crimes. It's called shifting blame, which is why I don't even listen to these folks.
Margaret Sanger's desire is coming true. The black community is aborting all their babies, and they're murdering each other and substance abusing themselves to death.
Self-fulfilling prophecy of the undesirables.
And the worst part is the black community votes for this because all they're seeing is, I ain't got to go to jail. I ain't got to go to jail. Yep. I'm going to get a welfare check. I could have an abortion.
Well, it's not that bad.
So you can use all the drugs. You can rob your neighbor, get pregnant, kill your baby, and still get welfare. I'm voting for the people who allow that life.
I don't even think they know. Plus, 74% of them don't even show up at the polls anyway, even if they're
because
registered
they can't
to vote.
get a birth certificate.
No, because even if they have, it's such a mess.
Because they don't have minutes.
Go into the phones. Ted's in Canton. Before we get out of here, what's up, Ted?
Hey, wanted to suggest a plan for you.
Okay, what do you got?
Going to Canton going to Canton for shopping is a great thing to do. The shops at Farmington Valley have a Kohl's, they have a Dick's, Barnes & Noble, a whole bunch of specialty shops, a whole bunch of places to grab a snack.
Okay.
But I was going to recommend you wind up your evening 5.5 miles up the road from the shops at Michelangelo's right on the river where they have karaoke. And every meal in there is delicious and it don't cost a whole bunch. And I swear to God, the hamburgers, the grinders, the pizza, the steak, anything is worth the price of
admission.
What you're going to be charged for it. And
Okay.
the karaoke is quite entertaining.
Reese
You'd
hates
be
when I
surprised
sing.
at the talent.
Now hold on. Are you saying the karaoke is good or it's funny? Haha.
A lot of times it's both.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you hear me sing some Sinatra and you close your eyes and haven't smoked too much, you swear it was old Blue Eyes himself.
You know what? I like that. Michelangelo's, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a
Route
plan.
44 in New Hartford, 5.5 miles or so up from the shops in Farmington Valley.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. By the way, what time do the shops in Farmington Valley close? Is that roughly about 8 o'clock?
Mostly 8. Kohl's is open until 10. I think Dick's is open until 9.
Okay.
Karaoke starts between 8:30 and 9 up the road.
Okay.
So, however you want to do, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, the rest of your weekend, but I just figured I'd give you a suggestion.
Thank you. Much appreciated. We appreciate the call. Have a good one, boss. Let's go. Is that Sam is in Waterbury? Do I have time for him real quick? Why not? What's up, Sam?
How you doing, guys?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm glad I got a chance to catch up with you. For Roseanne, I got the issues you're going through. They're
Which
not hot
ones?
flashes. They're not hot flashes. They're power surges.
I like
And
it.
I really like the old comedy. So All in the Family, there's an episode where Edith is going through her change of life. You've got to see that.
Okay.
You've got to watch it.
Okay.
You'll love it.
Okay.
And I got an idea for a crossover movie. Jim Carrey and Jason Momoa. Send them down to investigate the dolphins.
Aquaman and the Pet Detective.
I knew that
I
story.
love it.
I knew that story was going to get some traction today. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you, big guy.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Thank you, man. You too.
Thank you. It's the Aqua Detective.
Aqua Detective.
I love
so,
it.
Okay, are you excited to be baptized on Sunday?
I am. It's different. It's been a very long journey for me getting to where I am today.
I know.
So.
Do you know what you're going to wear? Because we're going to be in a big pool of water.
Well, we're going shopping, so there's that.
Should we buy like linen or something like?
No. Do you want all your stuff showing? No.
I don't know. I just have no idea what we're supposed to wear in this.
We'll go look at some. We can go get some Muslim garb. We can wear hijabs and
that. Okay, can you stop being controversial for like 5 minutes?
Absolutely not. I am your wife. You picked me. You gave me a microphone. This is almost your fault.
It's all my fault.
Yep.
It's all my fault.
Oh.
All right, it's time for us to get up out of here. You ready to go?
Yeah.
You ready to go? Okay.
I hunger.
Yeah, me too. I'm starving. Anyway, we'll see what you guys on Monday. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. She is Roseanne on the radio. Say goodnight, Roseanne.
Good night, Roseanne.
Michael A. says that we should buy scuba gear for our baptism.
Snorkels and all. This way you don't have to freak out about being dunked under the water.
Yeah. It's not crazy. Most people can't do it.
No, you're crazy.
Oh, just me.
You can pinch your nose.
It figures. Joey, thank you as always, sir. Much appreciate you filling in for Roland, who will be back on Monday.
And then we get to do this all over again next Friday.
Exactly, next Friday. We'll be back on Monday. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
All my favors guaranteed.
Enjoy that ice cream.
Yeah.
Enjoy that ice cream, Reese.
I am going to do my
you.
best.
I'm going to dive into some cookies and cream tonight in a little bit.
I'm so jealous.
From Tall Man's Ice Cream in Cromwell. I got it, man. I'm ready to go. Have a great weekend, everyone. If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 is a little tight approaching the Bulkley Bridge. 84 eastbound slows 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound slowing by